talk to you about what is happening in the world of sports. And then we are not going to engage the politicians today. We are sitting with my colleagues in the media to get to, talk about all the issues that have been very, very active this week. And more importantly, because it's a Friday, we also give you the chance to call in and let us know exactly what is on your mind. Quite a lot has been happening this week, and key amongst them being the UN resolution that was passed. Ghana presented that particular resolution at the UN that basically describes, the transatlantic slave trade as the gravest crime against humanity. And indeed, we had 123 countries support, some 58 countries abstained, and 3 countries, Argentina, Israel, and the United States of America, voting against that resolution. We'll also be talking about what is happening in Parliament, because yesterday we heard the news about the bill that has been laid basically to break the monopoly of Makola, not the markets, but of course the law school, the Ghana School of Law at Makola. And now the law, what the bill seeks to do is that when it's passed into law, it would give access to other education facilities or institutions to do the professional law course, so that it doesn't have to be necessarily Makola before you're called to the bar. We'll talk about that as well. And the issues of procurement. Yesterday, we saw what happened on the set when the politicians were here. Miracles Abuaje and Jofa, who is Member of Parliament for Yendi, talking about the issues of procurement and whether or not this government is resorting to sole sourcing, even though they criticize the former administration for doing same. And it's all because of the Fourth Estate report that has been issued that says that there's been a lot of sole sourcing with this particular administration, especially with the big push, which is the biggest investment that this administration is making in terms of road infrastructure. Well, welcome to the show. I am Joshua Kodjo Mensah, but let's kickstart with some motivation. And our quote from for this morning is from Walt Disney, who says, "The best way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing." The best way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. And that's our quote for this morning. Whatever it is that you have purposed in your heart to do, start doing it, stop talking about it. Because some of us spend so much time talking about the plans and the things we want to do, but we don't see any actualization whatsoever. So start working, start doing, and stop talking about it. That's the quote for the morning. It's a Friday, so let's pump you up and set you up for the weekend with our video of the day. There, and of course, helping you get into the mood for the weekend. An exciting weekend it promises to be as well. Well, let's start the conversations this morning, and what better place to start than the place where the gavel usually lands and says, all rise, let's go to court. Right, so the man Mutala Kwenote Inusa has joined me with Court today. Mutala, good morning.
Good morning, Joshua. Kodjo, Mensah.
Always exciting to see you, sir.
Great. Especially when today is also a Friday.
Yeah, when you don't have to advise anybody.
Today, when I woke up, for almost about 45 minutes, I was not doing anything.
the body is ready for the weekend.
The body is warming up. Yeah.
I mean, IB has been saying something that this week is only been 4 working days, but if
it
it
looks
felt
so stressful,
long,
yeah, it felt so
Charlie,
long.
next week will be 4 working days.
The holidays
the week after,
like
Charlie, we can't just
at the corner. I was telling Nadi the other time that no. President Mama has come with a new way of celebrating holidays, right?
Yeah.
If it's kicking in within the week, then it has to go to Friday. Yeah. Okay. So my suggestion is also that if the holidays are two, like we had the last time, there was a Friday
and a Monday.
And then there was a Monday. Okay. So now let's bring the Monday one to Thursday. So we have Thursday, Friday, and
you can put in your motion as to whether or not that will succeed.
That's also another issue altogether.
Absolutely. Right. So talk to me. Let's go to court. Let's find out what do you have for us.
This morning, so we are still 7 today. I want to take you to director. Let's project the artwork. I have some artwork presentation that I want to do this morning. Quick one, and I'm sure you are familiar with the man on your screen.
Yeah.
Yes. The beard looks so clean. So
the man Raymond-Atta.
Yeah. So Yoko is in the news, and a company by name Sesi Edem. There are issues. So not too long ago, Yoko froze an account of this company based on some representation or some information that has come to its attention. Now, fast forward. The company went to court to have that order reversed. The account that was frozen, they want it unfrozen. So the High Court, Richard appeared to welcome argument, heard submissions from the parties, and the court has taken a decision. And that decision is to the effect that the allegations or the issues that came to the attention of Yoko, which led to the action or the freezing the account of Sesi Edem ought not to be so. That those allegations, the court say, are not proven, and so the order was reversed. But what really are the issues? So the applicant here, which the company, went to court, and what they are claiming was that the order made by Yoko should be revoked on the following grounds. And the first ground we talk about is that the allegation made by Yoko that the non-delivery or refund of money by 4th November 2025 constitute fraud are unsupported, as the applicant holds a contractual right to complete delivery by June 2026, and we are yet to get to June 2026. They are duly licensed upon entry of sales and purchase agreement with Gold Board's former permission. You know that Gold Board used to be PMMC. Absolutely. Let's look at the next one, Director. So, as we speak, they still have license. The administrative directive, that is the freezing order, which the Yoko, so respondent here represents Yoko, seeks to have confirmed was made without jurisdiction, and the respondent failed to notify this honorable court that the prior order of 20th November 2025 had lapsed and had affected them because the bank really froze their accounts in the first and in the first freeze which the respondent made, that which Yoko made, is in error. And the alleged financial loss concerned a purely private entity which falls outside Yoko's statutory mandate. So these are the things that Yoko is also saying by way of the issues that the company has raised. Yoko also came in with a counter argument. And once they oppose to that particular application, what Yoko is saying is that the argument, especially in paragraph 7D of the affidavit in support by Seshi Edem, the respondent has no mandate to investigate this matter because the financial loss was suffered by a private person as the petitioner is misleading. So Yoko is saying that the argument that the company is making is misleading. Again, they putting up a defense that an argument that there exists a sale and purchase agreement expiring in June 2020. Therefore, their inability to supply the petitioner with the remaining consignment of good does not amount to breach of contract. This is misleading because fraud is established and vitiates everything. Yoko is alleging fraud in this particular instance. That the argument of the applicant under paragraph 7C of the affidavit in support that Yoko acted out of its 14 days duration is misleading as the respondent herein operated within time in relation to confirming the application. And of course, the respondent say that it has mandate to investigate that particular action or the issued by the the company. But what is the court really saying? The court in its concluding part, after listening to the parties, made some interesting analysis and conclusions. So the first one is on the issue whether issue of fraudulent misrepresentation, which Yoko is alleging. The court is saying that upon this, the gold board notice inviting all persons desirous of trading or dealing in gold in Ghana set the deadline of 21st June 2025, beyond which a person without a gold license cannot trade or deal in gold in Ghana. On 5th June 2025, the applicant, that's the company, executed a contract with GHOne Resources, which was before the deadline of June 21st June 2025, as directed by Gold Board. These facts show that the applicant had not acted in violation of the Gold Board directive, which the Yoko relied on to, as it were, freeze the account. Therefore, they had committed no fraud since they were previously operating under a valid PMMC license, and the government of Ghana issued a license to trade in gold. I am therefore, and this is the judge speaking, I am therefore of the considered view that no fraud was occasioned. So that is the conclusion of the court. And the second part of, the concluding part of Justice Richard Apietu's ruling was that it is Strite's law that a person should only be investigated for money laundering if the alleged person has committed a predicate offense and converts, conceals, disguises, or transfers the property for the purposes of concealing or disguising the illicit origin of the property, or assist any person who is involved in the commission of the predicate offense. And the transaction between the company and GHOne Resources is purely a contract between two parties which must be respected. More so, the applicant, as the company, entered into this contract in compliance with the Gold Board licensing re-registration directive. And the concluding part of, so director, let's look at the concluding part of the, and therefore, a claim that the monies was fraudulently obtained under this contract is unattainable. Consequently, there could not have been any money laundering since the monies were not sourced from a fraudulent transaction. In the circumstances, the respondent has failed to establish, that's Yoko, has failed to establish any suspicion of money laundering against the applicant as a company, Seshi Edem, and therefore, there is no basis to freeze his account and the asset under the guise of investigating him for money laundering. And the court concluded by saying that, according to Article 23 of the 1992 Constitution, administrative bodies and administrative officials shall act fairly and reasonably and comply with the requirement imposed on them by law, and persons aggrieved by the exercise of such act and decision shall have the right to seek redress before a court or tribunal. This constitutional provision has received judicial blessings in cases like Awuni and Wayek. So this particular case is very, very interesting. Wayek had to cancel a results without hearing from the candidate and all of that. The court will double. So given the above, it is my considered view that the respondent did not act fairly, that is Yoko. In the circumstances, I find merit in the case made by Sesi Eden hearing the respondent plainly acted ultra-various in statutory mandate. Consequently, it is hereby ordered that the confirmation order to the administrative freeze dated 30th January is hereby revoked. I accordingly order the defreezing of the account of Sesi Eden. This, and the court is saying that it will not award any cost against Yoko. And it's one aspect of things that come up in court that sometimes lawyers will not take it lightly at all, especially when you have wasted their time. But the court is also minded when it has to do with administrative bodies and institutions and all of that. So that's in relation to this particular matter in which Yoko froze the account of Sesi Eden. The High Court has revoked and reversed that decision.
Absolutely. Well, let's move on to the legal education bill, because yesterday I saw that some people were excited. In fact, people that I knew had no idea and had no quest to even pursue law now say, Charlie, now a beer.
Can I mention one of said person?
Feel free.
I'm sure when the dust settles, they will know our real size.
Right.
Yeah, I remember those words from Justice Atuguba, as he then was JSC of the Supreme Court. He's now retired. So I remember during the election petition, the very first one, when the late GHOne and mounted, he was cited for contempt for certain things that he said. And then when he was in the dock, he said, now talk to us. You have now seen your real size. And I remember that. So yeah.
But I mean, I had an interview with him in his home.
Very fantastic.
A lot of
wisdom.
Amazing.
And you know one interesting thing about him, when he was an active party, when he was at the Supreme Court, so when we were moving from the High Court, the Law Court complex to the Supreme Court, he's such a free man. You see him in a car like an Uber going, and then when he sees us by the roadside, he just roll down the glass and then say, very simple.
Absolutely.
Very simple. Right?
But what exactly is happening with this parliamentary bill?
Yes, so now, it
has come.
It has come. So now, we've been told that sometime in September, the new legal education policy will kick in. And so all those who are seeking to become lawyers, once you have a LLB, the first the degree of laws, then you can then apply to go and write the national exam. But you have to, more like what you now go and do at Mokola, you have to now do it at faculty level. So institutions that are licensed, you then have to apply, go and mop up there, and then go and write your final exam. So it is for those who already have LLBs, not those who are now chasing the LLBs. No. So those who have LLBs. So you know that with the issue of Mokola, if Mokola is taking 1,000 this academic year, it means that, and 5,000 people applied, it means there will be in excess of 4,000
people who would know.
So the expanded version is that this time around, we can have all the 5,000 people sit for the exam, because now they have access to be able to go and register. So we end up having a lot of lawyers in the system, rather than having a few of them at a particular point in time, because of the number that the Ghana School of Law will have to admit and all of that. So yesterday, social media was buzzing, the comments every now and then. Some people are saying, I'm going to do law. Now the opportunity has been opened, and you just be there shaking your head at whether indeed they've gone through all of that. But let's hear from the Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayine.
The reason is simply that if you don't define it to include the post-call, then it means that the post-call will fall outside the statutory framework of this bill. The post-call law course is meant for those who are qualified in foreign jurisdictions and want to become lawyers in Ghana. So it's a program, and it is one where they study the basic foundational laws of Ghana. So constitutional law, our land law, family law, customary law, as well as our legal systems.
Post-call, will they also write the bar exams?
They will write the bar exam after they have, passed the post-call. when they have taken the post-call program and passed, then they qualify to write our national bar exam. They are not automatically, admitted to the bar.
So, Dr. Dominic Ayeni, the Attorney General, giving us some perspective on those who qualified to be there, not those who are chasing LLB, those who have post-call, those who have LLBs, and you are waiting to enter into Mokola. So now the policy has been expanded. So we look to see how it kicks in and how it's fair.
Absolutely. Talk to me about SML.
SML, former finance minister, was in the news yesterday because the case in which the OSP charged him together with some 7 others, including SML as a company, was in court before Justice Francis Apangabonu Achiponga. And the reason yesterday, the business of the day was for case management conference, especially also because the OSP's representative, Adley Kobri Wood, principal prosecutor, indicated that they filed 3 additional witness statements, and clearly that qualified for case management to be done. However, they are still not able to have the criminal summons and the charges served on Ken Ofori-Atta and Ernest Dakun Akori.
Right.
But the U.S. Department of Justice also wrote back looking for some information which they have supplied, but they're still hoping that they will get it served on them. The court said, okay, as for you initiate actions, you've brought people to court, the court cannot determine for you how you deal with your case, whether you will decide that because you are not getting them, let's take them off, and then those who are present, which we try them, or whichever way, that one the court is leaving it for. But what the court is concerned about, especially when the lawyers raise the point that there's some kind of hardship being imposed on the accused person who are present. Every now and then you ask them to come to court, they are in court, and you are telling us that because Ken Ofori-Atta is not around, so no job can be done. They are spending money, they are wasting time and all of that. So the court should discharge them anytime OSP is ready. You can go, you can bring them back. Or in the alternative, they should be given long adjournments so that they do not come to court every now and then. You are being told that we are not ready and all of that. So yesterday, Justice Achiponga, after listening to them saying, discharge now will be, nothing has shown that the OSP is doing something untoward. They are actually working to get the accused persons in court. So the court will now grant an adjournment. So 1 month from yesterday, April 23, they'll be back in court.
Okay. Right. So let's talk about Wontumi. Chairman Wontumi.
Yes. So 16th March was when the High Court, presided over by Justice Audrey Kokuvite, made an order. And that order was that prosecution has been able to establish through its witnesses that prima facie evidence is there for him to respond to. And so he should open his defense. That day, the court explained to him that as an accused person, there are 2 things that you have to do. Whether you have to make, you want to make a comment by way of entering into the witness box and opening your defense, or you choose to remain silent. And silent means that you are saying that you won't talk, but the court should look at what is on record to take a decision. Absolutely. And we have seen that before in the Major Mahama case. Some accused persons said that I have nothing to tell the court, and at the end they were acquitted and discharged. So his lawyers make the point that, okay, we don't have the full ruling of the court, so let's get the full ruling. Give us time, give us 7 days, let's go and look at the ruling. Yesterday they came out and said, look, we have looked at the ruling and we think that we are challenging that ruling. So they filed an interlocutory appeal at the Court of Appeal. And on top of that, they are seeking the stay of proceeding. Yesterday, Deputy Attorney General, the court indicated that it just received the processes. Deputy AG says that, yes, we also received our copy about an hour ago, but we have looked at it and waive our right to file an affidavit in opposition, because with really what we have seen in what they have filed, there's nothing that would want us to go and file. But of course, they will respond on the point of law.
Right.
And when the court will breach the time, that application will be taken on the 16th of April. They wanted the court to breach the time for it. And they wanted to take the application yesterday when Andy Apiakobi said, no, I'm not ready to move that application today. Let's take to the date given by the registrar. And so upon forth and back argument and all of that, the court said an application of certain nature, the registrar can give a date, but the court has that authority to vary, to hear that application at any time. So at the end, the court suggested today, Monday, and Tuesday for them to choose one. And after forth and back, they agreed on 2nd April to come. But moments after, Andy Apiakubi spoke.
We were told the court that the court has received such an application. And the Attorney General also confirmed that they have also been served with the application. Indeed, the return date on the motion was 16th of April. But the court thinks that we need to abridge the time. 3 days were suggested to us, all of which were not convenient for us. So we pray the court for a date subsequent to the dates recommended by the court. And therefore, we finally agreed to come back on the 2nd of May at 9 o'clock. April at 9 o'clock for the motion to be taken. So the expectation is that when the motion is taken, the results will determine the next line of action. 2 possibilities. One of it will be the court upholding our motion and staying proceedings. The next will be the court probably saying dismissing the motion and ordering the accused person to open his defense. Either way, we will have a strategy going forward. And it is our belief that in a criminal trial of this nature, if there is an appeal against a decision that can bring the proceedings to an end, it is only natural that one must think of handling the appeal and seeing to the results of the appeal before we proceed.
So, Andy Apiakubi, lawyer for Chairman Wontumi and Akuntamani, giving a summary of what happened yesterday to the media when the case was adjourned to April 2nd. So on the 2nd of April, before Justice Audrey Kokwite, this motion for stay of proceedings to pending a determination of an interlocutory appeal of the order of the court for him to open his defense, he said, "Lalai, I do not agree. I am going to challenge that." But let me zoom into what is coming today.
Absolutely.
Today, I will not bore you so much with what is happening in courts, but we are going to a court in another level. New lawyers. Enrollment of new lawyers.
Right.
So let's see the artwork. So this is, I think, the last enrollment. And this is you know that we used to have the main core and the mini core.
Now there's no main, there's no main.
There's no main. And
there's March core.
There's March core and October core.
Right.
So today, the General Legal Counsel, which the Chief Justice head, would be calling some new lawyers to the bar and the March core. And it will be the very first time since the rebrand that we are going to have these particular. But let's hear from the Chief Justice why the name obviously will have to be changed.
For some time now, concerns have been expressed regarding the perceived distinction between what has come to be known as the main core and the mini core. In particular, the General Legal Counsel has reflected deeply on the implications of this classification, especially for candidates who, after retallying and remarking, duly passed their examinations. Accordingly, the General Legal Counsel has taken a deliberate and important decision. What was previously referred to as a mini core will now be known as the March core, while the traditional main core will be designated the October core. Candidates who satisfy the prescribed requirements may apply for either core without stigma, without artificial distinction.
So the match call happens
Yes,
today.
so no more mini call.
Yeah.
So we are having the match call.
Absolutely.
And today a ceremony is being held at the University of Ghana to bring in new lawyers. So we'll be there on Monday, bring you more updates on that. But before the newsroom, we'll give you filler.
I like that. Mutala, thank you so much. Mutala Inusa Kwenote helping us with court today. And we'll take a breather. When we return, it'll be time to hear from you on the issues that have made the rounds and what exactly is on your mind this morning. All right, so it's time to hear from you and get to understand exactly what has been on your mind or what is currently on your mind. And so the phone lines are on the screen. So you can call in and let me know exactly what your thoughts are. Quite a lot of issues from the UN resolution that was passed a couple of days ago. And of course, three countries saying no, actually rejecting it for varied reasons, to the whole argument about sole sourcing and the Fourth Estate's expose, citing the big push as being an avenue for sole sourcing. And of course, we've also heard from the majority who have rejected it. The roads minister says, well, that's not the case. The NDC says, well, we are not practicing what we accuse the former administration of practicing, which is sole sourcing, and also justifying the contracts that have been awarded and money is being paid, and also the bill that has been laid in Parliament currently that is looking at legal education. So thank you so much for calling. We have a first call on the line. Hello there, good morning.
Hello, good morning. I'm Kofi Watson calling from Amproji.
Fantastic. Also, what's your mind this morning?
My issue is about the sole sourcing. And
right.
Normally, when the panels come on your show, when they come on your show and they are discussing, you have to play back some of... Hello?
I'm hearing you.
You have to play back some of their videos to them for you to see that this is what they were talking about and now this is what they are talking to. So if they change their mind, so that you see that they change their mind. Why you are not doing those things? Initially, you were doing, when you come on your show, you play back all the videos of Nana Akufo-Addo and Co. Now play back their videos to them for them to see what they were saying.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll get those the visuals on standby, and
so
then
make your your media or those in the camera try to be having your videos over there. So when they say this, then you play back to them.
Absolutely.
And one thing too is about the media. Now we can all see that the media, they are deciding for you. Lily, she was forced to apologize. And now you people will be telling us they have freedom of mind to talk on their own.
I didn't get that, but Martin, thank you so much for calling. You can also call, let us know exactly what is on your mind. Martin says that we should bring back visuals of political figures when, of course, they make commentary that basically contrasts what the position that they held in previous times. Well, let's check out this new caller. Hello there, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. I remember where you're calling from.
My name is Daniel, calling from Navrongo.
Okay. My brother, how is Navrongo this morning?
Oh, Navrongo is fine.
Right. So what's on your mind?
My issue has to do with the sole sourcing.
Mm-hmm.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Are you hearing me?
Yes, I am. You can make your point.
All right. So with the sole sourcing, this is an issue that the current government crucified the previous government on. And here lies the case. The president told us that it was going to be rare by telling us that 44% of the contract as sole sourcing is something that is not performable. And so I think that, like the previous caller said, it is high time we play the videos of what they said in opposition to them, so that you can serve as a reminder and then put us in the right path, so that politicians will learn from what they say in opposition and what they do when they get a path. Thank you very much.
Thank you too for calling. Well, the numbers are still on your screens. You can also call in. Let's hear from you what your thoughts are. So far, it's been about the sole sourcing issue and, of course, what some believe is the double standards of the current administration with regards to sole sourcing, based on what they said in opposition and what currently the position is on sole sourcing. You can also call. Let's hear from you. What's on your mind? Share your thoughts with us as well. The numbers are on your screens. You can call any of them. And let's check out this next caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, my brother. Thank you so much for calling. Your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, good morning. This is Maxwell calling from Medigo. Medigo is in Kasana West District.
Right.
Kala.
Maxwell, what's on your mind?
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. I would just like to join my other colleagues who call about the sole sourcing. You see, this country, the politicians, they are taking the ordinary citizen for a ride. He said you will not do this, you won't do that, and only roadside that we are hearing of those sources. What about areas of the economy? Have they also done so sourcing? And if they have done, what percentage? 44 is too much for them to even be justifying such contracts. So at least the NDC, they should know that the honeymoon that they enjoyed in 2025 is over. We need change as they preach, and we need them to change from opposition to government. They still talk like they are in the opposition. Things that are not right are not right. So they should sit up. If not, things will not work for this country. Thank you so much.
Thank you too for calling. We appreciate your calling into the show this morning. Let's hear from you as well. What your thoughts are on the issues that have made the headlines this week. Let's get to appreciate what your perspectives are. Also, the numbers are on your screen. Clearly, a lot of people displeased with the government's explanation to the allegations of sole sourcing that were raised by the Fourth Estate in that expose that cited that over 44% of contracts under the big push were sole sourced. Well, the ministry has provided some clarity to the matter as well, but quite a number of people still believe that, well, it smacks of double standards of this particular government, especially based on the critique of the NPP administration while they were in a position. And so let me also hear from you what your thoughts are on these issues this morning. Remember that we'll also be joined shortly by my seniors in the industry, the media, and we'll be talking about these issues. Awudu Mahama will be joining me, and Elvis would also be joining with Ibrahim. They are getting ready to join the conversation, and we'll talk about this whole sole sourcing matter as well when they do come. But it's now time to be hearing from you and getting to understand what your thoughts are on these raging issues. Hello there, good morning. Hello. Okay, well, I'm sure most of you are also trying to call and struggling with the lines, but please don't stop trying. Just get through to us and let's have that conversation based on what is on your mind this morning as we hand over the microphones to you on Fridays and get to have you speak to the people of Ghana. Jones ADZI is also standing by. Sports chats will be coming your way pretty soon. Quite a lot happening in the world of sports as well. Director, do you have any callers so far? Okay, well, you can still try. Keep calling. Let's get to hear what your thoughts are. Let's get your perspectives as well on the raging issues. This is still J Today here on GHOne television. But while we wait for our callers, let me talk to you about Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal Toothpaste, because Pepsodent says always remember to do that too. In the morning when you wake up, you brush your teeth, and at night before you go to bed, also remember to brush your teeth. Pepsodent says that, listen, regardless of your preference, if your preference is the charcoal flavor, they've got that covered for you. And for those of you who want to have that fresh breath, those of you who want to have that lemon extract, feeling all herbal tea extract as well, Pepsodent Herbal says they provide that for you to ensure that your gum is healthy, your teeth are spanking white, and your oral cavity smells so fresh. And so just call 0800 161 000 to get to speak to a dentist now, or call Pepsodent customer care on 0800 200 030. Pepsodent says every smile matters. Now, MTN says that a lot of scammers have now evolved in the way that they present their matters to you. Quite recently at lunch, one of my colleagues was called and the caller said, listen, I just sent some 500 CDs mistakenly to your phone, so just put your phone off and restart it so that you can get my money back to me. And then we realized clearly this was a scammer. And once he realized that he had been found out, he started insulting. And that's the modus operandi for these scammers now. MTN says, listen, they're trying to scam you. They're trying to do you 419. So whenever you receive any of these calls, just call 419 and report the number so that you stay ahead of them and protect someone else out there. So remember to always dial 419 and report numbers that call you with these fraudulent schemes trying to scam you of your hard hard-earned cash. MTN says they are everywhere you go. Now, for the weekend, you're trying to get your kinky, your banku, your wache, and for those of you who also love the bread, hot butter bread, you just spread shito in the hot butter bread with some cool juice on the side. Charlie, this one we men try. Lizzie Shito says they've got real Ghanaian heat for you. So grab a pack of Lizzie Shito, the hot pepper sauce that tastes like home. It's made with fish, shrimp, and 0 preservatives. So it's all spicy, all natural, rich and full of flavor. And like I said, it's perfect for your kinky, your wache, your banku, your even achake. It's good for that. So it's available in all shops, all markets and supermarkets near you. For bulk purchases, just call 050-168-3344 or 050-155-0999. Well, you're still GA Today here on GHOne Television. It's time to bring you the sports. And so let's get ready for Jones ADZI. Rocking Ghana, something Ghana-ish. Jones ADZI.
Yeah, man.
Jones,
Yeah, man. We're the Black Stars of Ghana. Yeah, man.
What accent is that supposed to be?
Jamaica accent.
To represent Ghana.
No.
Charlie, mental health, we need to take it very seriously in this country. Jones, what's happening?
Yes, sir. So the Black Stars of Ghana will be in action today. It's our first game in 2026. It's the first time that the Black Stars will be playing. And don't forget that, it's a big game up against Austria. Austria coached by former Manchester United manager Ralph Ragnick. And then, of course, they have a very, very good side. In fact, there are some Ghanaians in there. There's a player in there called Kevin Danso, but he says he's Austrian. So what can we say? And so, obviously, it's a big game up at 5 p.m. Maybe you will be driving home. So there'll be live commentary on Star 103.5.
So no
FM.
start today.
I don't know. Maybe they'll do it before. But then Coach Otuado has been speaking ahead of the game and says that he expects an intense game tonight.
I think
Match up against Austria tonight. Well, captain of the side, Jordan Ayew says we are not here on vacation. We are actually here to play, and it will be a good test tonight. Predictions?
Well, a win for the Black Stars.
But it's a friendly game.
Yes.
And we're just expecting the approach of Coach Otuado. We want to see how he would deploy the boys and all that.
But they should know that it's a friendly for them, but for we Ghanaians,
we don't play. No, we don't play at all.
We don't play because people have banked their hopes on going to the World Cup and seeing you perform.
Yeah, and they need something to.
Exactly. So please. No plays, no jokes.
But
yes,
still
I like the fact that he says that they're not on holiday.
Yeah.
It's going to be a 2-1 for Ghana.
So should the investors?
No, I mean, follow me.
We can call you the booster down qua.
I mean, when it comes to the sports.
So Joshua says that it will be a 2-1 win for the Black Stars today, 5 p.m. That game will be happening. Let's see how it goes. For me, I think it will be a draw. Draw will be fair for us. You know, Josh, one other thing is that the weather is expected to be 4 degrees Celsius.
No, but the players, they play outside. So.
Except our goalkeeper, Benjamin Asare.
So his fingers should just freeze.
So a lot of talk has been around who should start. Should Benjamin Asare start or Atizigi? Because Benjamin Asare has obviously not played in, that kind of weather. 4 degrees is, trust me, it's very, very cool. You know? And so we'll see who Coach Otoado would start in there, if it will be Benjamin Asare or Atizigi. But then join us for the game today at 1 p.m. because we'll be talking about that. Well, Alumni Power Games, Charlie. Alumni Power Games. The heat is on. Don't worry. We just rescheduled. We've not cancelled at all. So tomorrow, we will not be there, please. Tomorrow will not be there. 11th of April. 11th of April. That will be a Saturday as well. Trust us to be there. It would be live. It would be beautiful. And Maoli School, obviously, I would be in there playing football. And the goalkeeper for Maoli School is in here. So trust us. 11th of April. First game, Maoli School versus Presec. We'll show them something small. That football and Nyekasa. What do you have to say?
Nothing.
Thank you very much. Now let's head to the Commonwealth Games because yesterday the British High Commission held a business forum there for the Glasgow Games that is set to happen later this year. So obviously we saw some big people around, and then of course the Minister of Sports was there, the NSA Director was there, the GOC President, Mr. Richard Akpokavi, was there. Some businessmen were there as well, and trying to help us understand the importance of inculcating business and sports, especially at the Commonwealth Games set to happen later this year in Glasgow. Well, some of the people have been speaking, and first off, let's get to obviously listen to the Dr. GHOne Appiah. Yes, Dr. GHOne Appiah spoke on the importance of taking the sports seriously.
Yes, we are not looking at sponsorship. You know, sponsorship, that model of going to beg for money is gone. We're looking at partnerships, because what's in it for you, what's in it for me? You know, you're getting value from me and I'm giving value to you. That is a partnership. And I think that is what we are looking at. Different companies here that we see, from tech, from finance, from healthcare, from education, from accounting. You get to have marketing on different apparels. You get to brand the village, and you get to get something out of it. And when you're doing all this bid and performance.
Well, that is Dr. GHOne Appiah. The GOC president, Mr. Akpokavi, also revealed that they have plans to put up a Ghana village in Glasgow for the Commonwealth Games.
I plan to do this year is a bit different, in the sense that we're also trying to set up a Ghana village. Okay? In Glasgow, okay? Friday, we call Ghana village and promote Ghana. Everything in Ghana.
And of course, the NSA director also urged companies to make sure that they put Ghana out there, because he believes that branding is very, very key and important.
Branding was very important. If you remember, in 2006, at the World Cup, Ghana was sponsored at the World Cup. We had nobody blue, we had made explorers, we had no idea about, selling Ghana. It was just about football. Let's have fun and let's go home. But every bit time we had Olympic Games, Commonwealth Games, World Cups.
And so that's the NSA director. And finally, Mr. GHOne Appiah, who also represents the head of missions for the Commonwealth Games in Africa, also had a say and believes that there is some economic benefits in the Glasgow Games.
I mean, I think that Ghana and the UK are natural partners. We're good friends. I think that we have a lot to learn from each other, and we have a lot of opportunities that we can develop jointly. I think that we need to think about sports as an economic driver of growth.
All right, so there it is, obviously, in our subsequent bulletins. We would obviously tell you more about the Glasgow Commonwealth Games happening later after the World Cup. That's all for sports. I am Jones G. 5 p.m. Star 103.5 FM. Black Stars taking on Austria.
And it's a 2-1 for the Black Stars. So we'll take a breather and return with my guests. Well, thank you so much for joining us here. This is the breakfast review segment of GH Today here on GHOne Television. I am Joshua Kodjo, and I've been joined by my seniors, Elvis Daku, managing editor for the News Center newspaper, and Audu Mahama went on a short break. By his back, Audu is back, and I'm sure that a lot of people have missed Audu on the show. He is the managing editor of the Custodian newspaper. You're not sure?
Not sure.
Oh.
I'm not sure about that.
Oh, you've been missed. You've been missed.
A few people, a few people may miss me, but
right. Ibrahim Al-Hassan, of course, the head of current affairs here at the EIB Network. Gentlemen, good morning.
Morning.
Yes, and so since Audu is the one who has been missing in action for a while, Audu, congratulations on Ramadan for
thank you.
The first place.
Yes.
And your birthday was in Ramadan as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm sure you enjoyed it after Ramadan.
Yes.
Oh, you're here too?
I'm here too. I'm here too.
Parliament.
Oh.
Not the parliament, the other parliament, your caucus.
My caucus, yes. My caucus. In fact, we have two. We have two.
Right.
One of our colleagues did his 50th birthday.
Okay.
That one, we are supposed to organize it very well for him, but the management situation in the country, the conditions are not favorable yet, so
right.
We are looking. So that's where we are.
But I'd like to start with you because yes,
sir.
yes, because we've not heard from you in a while, and so the big push and issues about soul sourcing. Fourth Estate is telling us some revelations. But government is also responding to those revelations, saying, well, it's not what the picture you're painting out there is not the reality on the ground.
Okay. Let me say good morning to our viewers again. Look, I think one of the good things that has happened to this country is for President Akufo-Addo, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to be president of this country. You may disagree. You may say all manner of things about him. You remember RTI, Right Information Act? This thing was started when? Since Rawlings' time. Yeah. It never got passed. Rawlings came. He didn't pass it. President Kufuor didn't pass it. Atta Mills didn't pass it. Mahama One didn't pass it. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo passed this law to sunshine to darkness. It was through RTI that Fourth Estate got all this information out. So you see what RTI has done for this country. Now you can just pick your pen and write requesting or information on any state agency for them to disclose their dealings. And that was what happened. Now, I hear a lot of commentary about soul sourcing, that, we only reduce soul sourcing with it was 100% under MPP. And we simply reduce it. We didn't abuse it. And people are saying that soul sourcing is not illegal. I'm saying that, so when MPP did it, you say MPP, was it illegal? Nobody said it was illegal, but they said it was abused. The costs were inflated, projects were inflated, and therefore NDC was going to actually bring a law. In fact, Sona, one of these first Sona, it said NDC was going to bring a legislation to virtually ban soul source, abolish soul sourcing, and then make it then that it will be, how do you call it? It will only be done when it is highly necessary. We all know what soul sourcing, what we do when we require soul sourcing under the PPA, Public Procurement Authority Act. We know what you do, what is required to do soul sourcing so that it will not be abused. So NDC in opposition said that MPP had abused it, and therefore they were going to stop it. They will only do it under extreme circumstances. Now you come to power, soul sourcing has become the norm of this administration. Forget about it, say it's only 44%.
44% has it the norm.
44% of sole sourcing, you say it is what? The IB say it's reduced. Reduced from where? I hear people say 100%. Look, I challenge this Roads and Highways Minister. Publish every contract from Akufo-Addo, maybe from Mahama one. No, me, I'm not. I will not increase his work. Publish every contract from Akufo-Addo up to date. Mahama's administration, the one and how many months that all the contracts you have awarded. All contracts you have awarded, not just on the big push, including renovations, including whatever, all contracts under this administration, so that we'll be able to compare. You just say that under MPP, 100% sole sourcing, without giving any figures, any statistics, mentioning only, publish everything. I'm challenging this administration. Right. Publish everything for Ghanaians to decide whether it's 100% or whether even yours is 44%. Let's see it. That's why minorities, when they had the press conference, say publish even the names of the contractors from Akufo-Addo's administration to this administration, the unit cost, every kilometer, what MPP used to construct a kilometer, and what NDC is using to construct a kilometer today. That's why we put sunshine to this darkness. You just don't come and say that we have awarded 44%. If you look at what these people are churning out, they've gotten 4th estate. It's out of 107 contracts. That's what they say. Because all that was gotten from Minister of Roads and Highways. They're saying, telling us that 81 contracts were sole source. That's over 75%, right? We're sole source. Unless the minister is telling us that the information did not come from his outfit. Or unless he's saying that the classification by the 4th estate was wrong.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. Did he give his classification?
He talked about lots. Okay, you finish.
He talked about lots.
Yes, that's the 4th estate missed.
That the lots, he's saying that
broken
down.
Yeah.
Look, when you say lots, they are kilometers. They are kilometers. If it is if it is Bole to Wa, if they are lost, their distance is kilometers. So if you give one contractor 20 kilometers, that is a lot.
Yeah.
And that comes with the contract amount. It comes with whether it is sole source, that particular contract is sole source, restricted tendering, or competitive bidding. So it doesn't matter whether it's in lots or in this thing. It is about the contracts, the contract sum, and all that, and the contractor who is doing the project. So this thing about lot, they are confusing the thing, is here nor there. What is important is for the minister to tell us, from Techiman to Wa, we have given contracts to 7 contractors, and they are in lots. From Boli to Sola, it is this number of contractors who are doing the road. I am mentioning this road because that is my route. And I'm much particular. I said it here, if that route is done, I'll be grateful to the president every day.
Yeah.
I am mentioning this. So if that road, you have 100 kilometers, and it's more than that. Yeah. If I'm just saying that if it is 100 kilometers, you've given it to 7 contractors. You are looking at each kilometer that's going to be done by a contractor and how much it costs. That's all we need. And I'm sure that 4th estate use that. This stretch of road, we have this number of contractors on it, and every kilometer, this is how much it costs. So to say that the 4th estate is confusing the matter, I just don't understand. If you look at the calculation done by 4th estate, they simply dealt with the lots. That each contractor, this is the number of kilometers they are doing, and this is the cost. And if you sum up all the contractors, that's the number they've gotten. They've gotten 107. Unless he's telling us that if one contractor gets in the same stretch, if it is 100, as I said, you have given one contractor from one distance to another, one distance to another. This is the number of kilometers. This is the amount. Then from there to another one. So if you sum up all that, I'm sure that's what they've done. It's not about roads. I'm sure what 4th estate is not about roads. It's about contracts. So if one road you have 7 contractors, it is 7 contracts. And that's what Fourth Estate did. So to say that they have confused the thing, mentioning lots, look, it's all nothing. What we need is that, look, let the minister tell us, the 4th, even the 44, if he's able to tell us those that have been awarded on restrictive tendering, those that have been awarded on competitive bidding, and those have been awarded on sole sourcing. Look, every class 1 person should be able to calculate it. Because it's not much. Even if it is 400 contracts, it is not much. It is not difficult to calculate the percentages. Right. So they should just give us the figures and we will judge. I don't want to go to, because of that, I'll go to what they have said in opposition. That sole sourcing, it is stealing. When you give sole source, it is inflated cost. MPP administration was stealing through sole sourcing. So the 44, granted that it is 44, are they stealing through the 44 today? Are they inflating?
Their own definition of what sole sourcing is.
Yes, per their own definition. That it was stealing. It was inflating the cost of doing roads in this country. Let us see the difference. Let us see the difference between what MPP did and what you are doing now. By publishing the figures, by publishing the statistics. Let's see the figures to be able to compare. If you see that, all of us will be able to judge whether MPP did 100% or you are doing 44%. We should be able to judge if the figures are put out there. Right. So I'm challenging the road ministry to put out the figures, all the figures. They should stop telling us that MPP gave 100% sole sourcing our contracts. They should stop telling. They should publish the figures. Okay. Let us see them. It's part of the. I'm doing verbal ITR request. Let us see it, so that we'll be able to tell. So that we all need to protect the public purse. Absolutely. It doesn't matter the political party you belong. Okay. The money of this state belongs to all of us, and therefore politicians should not be allowed to misuse our money through contracts.
Right.
Yes. So, interesting. We all saw the teaser from Suleiman Abrahama about, I think at the point he described it as the first biggest scandal to rock the Mahama administration. And then subsequently, there was a flyer to announce the publication of the story. And then indeed the story was published. And it was about how contracts have been awarded, as far as the big push is concerned, right? So when the sector minister came to Parliament, Governor Kwame Agbodja, he responded to this accordingly. Even but before then, the minority had held a press conference and made a number of demands, reflective of what Audu is saying. So they are demanding transparency, publication of these contracts that have been flagged by the media outlet, right? And then also those who won these contracts. And then subsequently, the minister came to Parliament. I want to dwell on the minister's answers because, of course, there were questions that would jump at you from the publication from the Fourth Estate. And obviously, when questions jump up, they demand answers, right?
Absolutely.
So the minister was in Parliament to provide answers. See, the 44% that the minister referenced, and if need be, I'll read the exact words from the minister.
Okay.
We're not just big push contracts. It says major contracts that have been awarded by the ministry. So when you net that off, compared to the other options of awarding contracts, which is restrictive tendering, open tender, so also sourcing. Sole sourcing constitutes 44% of not just the big push contracts.
Contracts overall awarded.
Major contracts overall awarded.
Okay.
And I'm quoting
under his ministry.
Oh yeah, under his ministry. I'm quoting him. Right. Now,
I'm not even interested in big push. I'm interested in all contracts awarded.
Exactly. He talks about all contracts awarded. So I know that when it comes to the publication, we've limited it to just the big push. It's not the big push. He relates to the fact that the 44%, so here I'm quoting him, Mr. Speaker, it is important to note that only 44% of all major contracts, including big push, that will be number 24. Okay. Number 24. It is important to note that only 44% of all the major contracts, including big push contracts, so big push contract inclusive, right, awarded by this ministry under President Mahama were procured through sole sourcing, as he mentioned on the floor of Parliament. Now, he goes further to talk about the fact that there are over 23 projects inherited from the previous administration, also all awarded through sole sourcing. But because of the urgency relative to the financing for the completion of these projects, they've been added to the big push because the big push money is available. Budget allocations have been made in that regard. In fact, in excess of 50 billion. So therefore, they've been repackaged and added to the big push for completion. Now, let's come to the Public Procurement Act and the processes. Sole sourcing, if you want to deploy that option, there are dictates, and I'm talking about criteria that must be met.
Right.
Urgency is one of them. Emergency is another. Right. The minister then explains that the president has mentioned that this is his legacy term. Legacy term. So, big push is one of the flanks of things that will help the president leave a legacy.
Yeah.
Major routes. And mind you, when we talk about big push, yes, since the president's return, big push conversation has been limited to roads because that's the first phase. We are told that big push is not limited to just roads. Big push could move to, say, the trade ministry, deal with industries, deal with funding to local businesses, right? Big push could move to the health sector and say the Agenda 111 project that had not been completed, right? We are moving big push there, so let's complete, say, 50 extra. But for now, big push is limited to the road sector, so let's have that conversation. And that if competitive tendering was supposed to be deployed for all the projects, many of those projects, mobilizations would not have taken place. And I'm quoting the minister. And I think I agree because the minority in its address related to the tolling. I remember covering a story about the return of the tolling on our roads, and it was supposed to take place last year. Now, newsflash, this year, I've been part of an engagement where we are told about processes that are being undertaken to select a vendor to deploy the technology for tolling on our roads. As we speak, that has not been finalized. It's through competitive tendering. And so the wisdom behind the Public Procurement Act is that when you look at the exigencies of the situation, whichever of the options are best fit, you deploy.
Right.
In this case, President Mahama will want to be the one to cut a ribbon to open these legacy projects before he leaves office. Because what is a legacy project to a president who has become a former president? So if you look at the timelines for all the big push projects, 2028. 2028. So time is of essence. So to me, that condition of urgency is met. Now,
for the sole source.
I get that. Then you come to what is very important to me, and that's value for money. And from the beginning, I've been issue. That's the conversation I've always been having. That if you look at the contracts that were awarded through sole sourcing, are you telling me that per your own scrutiny, there is no value for money? Then we can make that demand of the minister to come and justify to us how come this contract went for this amount of money, and if you net it off per kilometer, a kilometer will be costing this much. When I ask this question of the minister, it is because no two roads are the same. And every engineer knows that. Because the soil texture, the topography, the amount of work that needs to be done to get the road to be compact, everything is different. But regardless of that, every amount allocated to a project must make sense. It must be logical, it must be reasonable. You cannot tell me that you are building a road to a TBA, where my late grandmother used to live. You know the Kwahu Ridges and the mountains, right? and if it will cost us 1 Ghana cedis. And your explanation is that it's mountainous, it's hilly.
Yeah.
You come to do N1 at, say, La Paz, which is a low-lying area, and then you tell me that that one will cost us 11 Ghana cedis, and expect me to agree with you that it's because of the topography and then the circumstances related to La Paz. That's how come it is costing us 11 Ghana cedis. I won't agree. That's the point. That's the point I'm making, that it must be logical. Now, the minister talks about value for money audit for all the projects. I've been in Parliament long enough. He has been in Parliament longer than I have been. If there is any point of departure when contracts are being considered, it's about the unaccompanying value for money audit of those contracts. In fact, Osei Mensah, as majority leader, has led the charge for a contract to be frozen, approval of a contract to be frozen, and made demand of the minister, and I'm talking about minister under Akufo-Addo's administration, to make available a value for money audit report before the approval of the contract. In fact, some contracts have been approved tied to the caveat that the minister must make available value for money report, right, before execution of the contract. So value for money reports are very important when it comes to when you come to Parliament. Again, the minister talks about the fact that there are over 400 contracts, different contracts awarded through competitive tendering. So that's how come the minister then challenges the assertion that over 75% of big push contracts were awarded through sole sourcing. As we speak, I'm yet to read something from the fourth estate refuting the claim of the minister that it got it wrong when he said that over 70% of big push, only big push. The minister is saying 44% of major contracts, not just big push.
Big push inclusive.
Exactly. So if you tell me that only big push over 70%, somebody's lying to us. Or somebody got it wrong. And like media, we get it wrong. So like I said, I also just ask, I expect, because Suleiman Abraham has equally made a claim now about value for money.
Yeah.
I expect the minister to respond to that. Because he says there is a SAPITI rule that has been done. If he nets off how much money was dedicated to the project per kilometer, it doesn't make sense, right? So then we demand an answer. But one thing I know, I've been in Parliament for a while. He's been in Parliament longer. Almost all the Mahama appointees, we have interfaced with them one way or the other. One of them, I know personally, is Kwame Abuja Governs, or Kwame Governs Abuja, as his name should probably be. I'm aware that as Minister for Roads and Highways, right, he doesn't use state vehicle. I know that for a fact. He doesn't use state vehicle. He doesn't live in a state bungalow accommodation. He doesn't draw fuel from the state. I know there's these things for a fact.
It's not new.
Of course, you can say it's not new. I know these things for a fact. And I know who governs Kwame Abuja is, as even a minority chief whip, right? So when he mentions that these were the cases, these were the things that were done, right, I also expect the media house to also challenge these assertions of the minister. And that is how you ensure transparency.
Absolutely.
So I'm not faltering the fourth estate.
Right.
But I'm saying that knowing Governor Kwame Abuja, as I know him, right, it will be difficult for anybody to convince me that these contracts were awarded for his personal benefit. I tell you that for a fact.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and briefly, before I bring you up.
Look, I like the way IB has explained the agency and all that. Are we seeing today that as for under Akufo-Addo, there was no need, the agency for the roads to be done? And therefore, we need their sole sourcing to do those roads. Are we saying that agency is just required under Muhammad's administration? And therefore, no, I'm not talking about... Because that's the excuse the minister gave. That's the excuse Muhammad wants to... He wants to, how do you call it? Commission those projects before he leaves office. So Akufo-Addo didn't want to commission any project before he left office. Or he leaves, or he left office. And therefore, there was no need for agency.
But
and therefore,
but the project was still not completed. That's the point. So
why are you saying Akufo-Addo didn't commission projects?
You're talking about the
soul sourcing.
project. Oh. Right.
Are you saying Akufo-Addo did not commission soul source projects? And I'm telling you, most of these soul source projects, some will not be completed. Mark it here.
Well,
look, this fourth estate thing, that fourth estate got it wrong. I am saying that they did a calculation based on 107 broad projects that you said were big push projects.
Not the 400.
Not the 400. You have brought your 400. Why didn't you give the 400 to them? They wrote to you that we want this thing, how do you call it, projects and a big push. You decided to give them 107. They calculated based on 147 that this is a percentage, and you are now telling that the contracts are 400. Why didn't you give the 400 to them? Did they say they wanted only 107? Let's stop this that they got it wrong. Right. Fourth Estate never got this wrong. You gave the figures to them, and based on calculation, we all can calculate. 81 out of 107.
That's why you are challenging that we should have all the
We should have all the figures. Let's see the amounts. Right. You talk of course. Look, by the way, this value for money thing. Value for money is only done when two things are done. When you do sole sourcing or restrictive tendering. When you do competitive bidding, they don't do value for money because it's already competitive. The people bring prices. That's where you see the one with the lowest mostly is taken. But when you do sole sourcing, you want to ensure that the sole sourcing does not increase the cost. So you do value for money, sole sources, or restrictive tendering. So as for value for money, it is about sole sourcing and restrictive tendering.
Absolutely.
That is why when they pass this act, that office of sole sourcing,
value for office.
Value for money.
Yeah.
That office is actually office for sole sourcing. Because you only do value for money when it is sole sourcing and restrictive tendering. So when you go and form an office, what is the office supposed to do?
It's supposed to do sole sourcing.
It's supposed to do sole sourcing and restrictive tendering. Right. So that office has been set up to actually do sole sourcing and restrictive tendering. That office. You will see sole sourcing more, and they will validate sole sourcing. That office will never reject any sole sourcing because they will tell you that the value has been given.
That's not fair.
Which is
even
not fair.
Through competitive tendering, right?
Yes.
If you choose the lowest of the bids,
yes,
and this office thinks that even that is on the high, this office can flag it.
But do you know that
even when you why do you say that there is an office to undertake sole sources?
Mensah, that is it. Because I only told you that the conditions on which you do value for money is through sole sourcing and the restricted tendering.
Right.
So if you set up an office, what is that office supposed to do?
Okay.
By the way, PPA doesn't when you send your this thing, doesn't PPA look at the figures that you present and say that and give that, take this one, take the lowest one. PPA does that too. You think PPA doesn't do value for money in a way?
We all admit that has not worked. That's why we still.
And you think this one worked?
Because of time factor.
This one that all officers will be appointed by the finance
final
minister.
word on this whole issue.
What are we talking about?
Value for money, PPA, sole sourcing. Elvis, you've also seen the documents and heard the issues.
In Ewe, it's only a liar who says that his witness is far away or abroad. If you are telling the truth, you don't need to say your witness is anywhere. Okay? When you go and do propaganda against sole sourcing for campaign to win election, and when you know very well that your political contractors cannot win a competitive tendering, and you can only give them contracts to pay for their money they use to sponsor you through sole sourcing, and you come to power, and now you are giving the contract to your political financiers, and you are caught. Whatever justification you give will not make any sense, because you are the one who set the agenda that sole sourcing is for a rip-off. You are the one who set the agenda that sole sourcing, anybody who does sole sourcing is doing so to rip off the nation. You, the NDC government, did that. Agboja is on record. It's online. Google it and see. He said Ghana is not able to do more roads because of sole sourcing, because the contracts are inflated. He, Agboja, is the minister now who has given 44% of contracts. He's the one who said that. And you are doing it, you don't want anybody to criticize you. He has no explanation. All the press conference is hogwash. Fourth Estate is clear. He said they asked for a big push contract. Why didn't the minister give the percentage of big push contracts that were given under sole sourcing, and now he's giving us the total contract? If the minister wants to be candid with Ghanaians, he should have told us that Fourth Estate says their work is on big push. This is the big push contract, and this is the percentage of big push contract. Before you can say fourth estate got it wrong, the minister smartly avoided giving the percentage of sole source contract and a big push, and now decided to bring all contracts, that 45% of major contracts. That is why he's hiding the truth. That's what people didn't pay attention to. The truth of the matter is that fourth estate didn't say that government gave all contracts. So they were specific. They said big push. So if the minister wants to be candid with Ghanaians, he would have come and said, this is the total number of big push contracts. And this is the percentage that we have awarded on sole sourcing. That's the only way he can counter the fourth estate figure. But because he knows that he can't counter the figure, he avoided it deliberately, avoided telling us what percentage of big push contracts were given on sole sourcing. And they decided now to give us all major contracts. Fourth estate reported this, say all major contracts.
Big push.
They said big push. So if the minister wants to tell the truth, he would not have been telling us major contract. He should have told us that fourth estate says big push. These are the big push contracts. This is the percentage that is given, and provide a list. Then Ghanaians can say fourth estate got it wrong. But he avoided it and now says major contract. That is where they hide the truth. And the Ghanaians are now looking at how the minister avoided to tell the truth, and people are now saying fourth estate got it wrong. There's nothing wrong about fourth estate. If the minister wants to prove that fourth estate got it wrong, he should come back and tell us that this is the number of big push contracts. This argument of a lot, it doesn't come in because the contracts have been given to different contractors. Yeah. Each of them is a separate contract on its own. With different costs. So you can't come and tell me that because the road from here, you gave it through three contractors, it should be considered as one. If it's been considered, they give it to one contractor. You get three different contracts and sign on three different documents, and the person says, calculate, you say the person is wrong. This is how they manipulate. You know me, I love data. So me, when you come with data, I will also analyze the data and let you know how you lied. So the minister didn't want to tell Ghanaians the truth. So he decided to avoid fourth estate's claim that for big push contract that day the ministry submitted to them. Because their request was specific, big push. And you gave them 107 contracts. And they analyzed 81 out of those contracts were sole source. And they said if they calculate 70%. Now come and answer that question. Then now you come and say, oh, all major contracts, 44%. You see this country, this is how our appointees come to us, and then they obfuscate issues and we leave them to go for free. I'm telling you the minister, fourth estate didn't say all major contracts. They said big push. So if you want to respond to fourth estate, come with the big push contracts and tell us. Do you understand it?
Yeah.
While we're pushing for RTI, I was arrested and locked up in Parliament police station. When we're pushing for the purchase of RTI, today all Ghanaians are seeing the benefits of the RTI. You see, this country, we should tell the truth, and the truth will help us. See, the Public Procurement Authority law knows that there will be occasions where sole sourcing will be needed. Okay? That's why it's part of the law. So our focus is not and should never be whether a contract was given under sole sourcing, restricted tendering, or competitive tendering. Our focus is that whichever of the methods that is applied, there is a value for money.
Absolutely.
If it is sole sourcing, restrictive tendering, or competitive, and we agree that this is a value for money contract, who has a problem with that? Nobody will have a problem with it. It is about the value for money. So you see, our attention is being driven away from asking questions about value for money to be obfuscating the issues. I, Elvis, as I sit here, I'm not interested whether it is sole sourcing, competitive tendering, or restrictive tendering. I am interested in whether a kilometer of road should cost that much. In opposition, they told us that the NPP government was awarding contract at a very expensive rate per kilometer of roads. Now, the figures they are put out, I haven't done analysis, but I have people done analysis and said their figures are even higher than the NPP ones that they said were too expensive. So if you claim in opposition that the NPP contracts were expensive, how come your contracts you are awarding are more expensive than the one you claim were expensive? And why should they be expensive today when the dollar is even weaker against the cedi? There are critical questions we must ask about this issue. So if a contract under NPP per kilometer you claim is too expensive, you come to power, the dollar is now weaker, the cedi is stronger. and you are awarding the similar contracts, and your price is higher than the price of the previous government, what is the justification for that? How do you justify that? So I think we should focus the discussion on the value for money per kilometer of road, whether it is feeder road, whether it's asphalt. We should be asking the questions, is that the true cost of a kilometer of road?
Right.
That is where our focus should be. All this thing they are talking about is just to confuse the public so that the real issue will not be addressed. There are critical issues. They have allocated 37 million Ghana cedis for rehabilitation of Highway Authority head office. Rehabilitation of Highway Authority head office, an allocation of 37 million Ghana cedis. What kind of renovation is going to be done? What kind of renovation? We should know, so that we know that the 37 million is worth the renovation or it's too expensive. This is what we should be talking about. That's why in the RTI law, it mandates every institute to do what you call voluntary publication, but they will never do until you apply. And you know why? If they had published these contracts, I'm telling you, maybe nobody will even pay attention.
They had published them.
Eh?
The minister related to that.
If these things were public information,
had been
The
published.
signs and everything.
where were they?
That's all you
No, I want to know why it is, because I want to go and download
it. was site.
Which site?
Ministry of
So at the time Foreign State applied for it,
The minister mentioned that on the floor.
that it was there.
It was there. So
all the documents they provide are already there.
he said the contracts had been published.
I'm asking you are the hours in there, so I'm asking. Now all the documents are there.
What forms a contract?
Do you understand it?
Right. So whatever document forms part of a contract,
So
if somebody says it's been published,
if they
it's been
do
published.
voluntary publication, the information is out. Is for public.
Yeah.
People don't need to even come in. They should just go and look at what is there.
Exactly.
But they won't do until you request for it, because they know what they are hiding. So you see, we have to understand that, you see, these issues we are talking about, they are not anything that we should even be focusing on, whether there are 400 contracts, whether there are 200. For me, it's immaterial.
Yeah.
The bottom line is that let's scrutinize. Maybe a contractors association, institute of architects, institute of engineers, the institutions with the credible knowledge to be able to determine that this contract is value for money or not. I think that is where our focus should be.
Right.
I don't care if it is sole source, whether it is competitive or whether it's restrictive. My focus is our taxpayers' money that is going there. If it is value for money, how it is awarded is not my business. But if there is no value for money, and you go and do even competitive tendering, and it's not value for money, what's the essence of the competitive tendering if the person is shortchanging us? If the prices they are giving, even under competitive tendering, is a short change, and you say because it went through competitive tendering, so nobody should talk about it. So we have actually not looked at the critical reason of PPA. PPA is not only about awarding the contract. The main reason why PPA was set up is to make sure that every single contract we put out there gives the people of Ghana value for money.
Right.
But we have rather come with the conclusion that so long as the contract has gone through PPA, it means that it is legit. Whether the person is ripping us off or not, PPA has approved it. And that is all the justification. PPA has approved it, so there's nothing illegal about it. It is not about PPA. It's about the value. So we need think tanks. We need professional bodies. As I sit here, if you ask me how much a kilometer of road should cost, maybe unless I go to compare with other countries. But as we say, our topography may not be the same like their own, their soil may not be the same.
Exactly.
So I want, like, contractor associations themselves, institution of engineers, various groups that have the expertise, CSOs that have the expertise, to do detailed work and come and tell Ghanaians that we think that if it is feeder roads and the soil is this and this is that, this should be the cost
range
of a kilometer of road.
Right.
Because the value for money office or whether PPA, people can sit there and approve just anything. They can approve just anything. So for me, even this value for money office that we are set up, I was thinking that we should have either passed a law that gives the mandate to various professional bodies that if it's a road contract, the law mandates that Ghana Institute of Engineers should do the value for money audit from a professional point of view. Because a minister sitting in an office and the law gives the minister to appoint everybody that is doing that value for money. And we know how appointments are done in this country. So what's the guarantee that the people the minister is going to appoint are not people that are supposed to be appointed to give contract to political financiers? So I am thinking that law which passed, to me, is a mistake. We shouldn't have given that power to the minister. We should have identified that when it comes to construction, we have a chamber of construction. If we are to do anything about construction, buildings and the rest, let's give that mandate of value for money to those group of people who are experts, so that the various professional bodies that we have around now have a power to determine how much cost it is. Because this is very important.
Right.
When you look at projects done by corporates in this country, and you look at the cost of their projects, and you look at the cost at which government does projects, the corporates do their project far cheaper than the cost at which government of Ghana projects are done. Corporate institutions, when they give contract, you look at how they do their contract, far cheaper than how government of Ghana. So there is a problem somewhere, because we are in the same country. If somebody is doing 10 kilometers or as a corporate institution, and that will cost less than government awarding the same contract to somebody, there's a problem. If a corporate goes to build a 6-classroom block, and the price is far lower than government of Ghana's contract for 6-classroom block, there's a problem somewhere. Yeah. So the fact that PP has approved that does not mean that it has given us value for money. So for me, this whole argument we are taking on, as for the ND, they deserve all the blasting they have been blasted, because they are the ones who made it a political issue. It's NDC that made it a political, so all the attacks should come on them, because it's from their own words that people are asking the questions.
Right.
The president said, value for money should be a rare exception. It's sourcing,
yes.
Is Kwame Agboja telling us that 44% is a rare exception? Is Kwame Agboja and the NDC government and all those defending the NDC government, are they telling us that 44% means rare exception? Or now we don't understand English? Or is Agboja saying the president didn't know what he's talking about? The president who appointed you says sole sourcing should be a rare exception. And you are telling me, you are telling Ghanaians that you have awarded 44% of all contracts, and as sole source you call it a rare exception. It is not. And let me tell you, let nobody convince us that we need to award roads under any sole sourcing. Look, Ministry of Roads can say, I'm doing this tender within 3 months, and I'm completing award the contract to be done. It doesn't have to take 1 year. All this that take all year. Do you know why? Once a politician hears that there's a contract, and I say, hold on, I want my company to also come and bid, and then they will be obfuscating the process, and then bid. Tell me, how does awarding a tolling to toll? You are telling me that for 1 year, not able. It's because the politician want the contract. But if we really wanted this thing done, we could have done that contract in 3 months and award the contract. So this, you see, when we say real exception, it's like when COVID came, okay, and then there's an emergency need to go and buy things. That's when we apply sole sourcing. Everybody understands. We are facing a crisis now. Assuming that we have a shortage of crude oil to power our power plant, and then we realize that we can get from somewhere.
Somebody who can produce.
And we don't want to be doomsday. Then you can use sole sourcing to quickly get that product in, so that we don't go into doomsday. So in terms of sole sourcing, the agency should be well established. All this road is talking about, none of them is urgent. The previous government.
So the need to commission it by 2028 is not an agency.
It is not an agency. Okay. It can be done. See, all these roads, they are supposed to be 3 years contracts. Okay. So if you take 3 months to do the process and award the contract, how can it be commissioned before 2028 elections? It can easily be done if you have the money. Okay. Look, all the 23 that I said were previous government contracts. Yeah. It's not this government that's financing.
I absorbed under
all those contracts were signed by the previous government. The money is there.
Oh no.
Don't
go there. Let
me say what I'm saying.
It's a lie. Oh, come on.
Oh, let me tell you. I'll give you an example. The road from Michel Camp to Akosombo. It's a German government funded project. When we're doing the DDEP, the country says, because we are going to change the terms of the loans, okay? Because when the DDEP concludes, we are going to do the terms of the loans. So all countries stop sending their money. They say they want to wait for the end of the loan, and then they re-sign a new agreement. That's what you see from the Ofori-Atta to now. Every country that is giving a loan for one project, we are signing new agreements. So after signing the new agreement, the monies have resumed. So that's why if you see Akosombo today, the contractor is on road working because the monies from those projects are coming in. And at the time we're doing it,
not all. The fact of the matter is,
let me finish my own. You want to start?
You also educating.
Why you are talking? I didn't talk.
No.
Let me talk.
But we won't allow you to miseducate.
But you have your turn.
No.
Why you have your turn? What are you talking
about?
I'll give you an example.
Gentlemen.
The projects were 55 projects. Okay, you are talking about 23. What about the rest? The projects that were stalled because of DDEP were 55 projects. Exactly. If you are taking 23, where are the rest?
The rest.
If the government of Ghana have been added to the big push, so they've been added to the big push and big push.
So I'm asking. That's why the Akosombo, Michelle comes to Akosombo.
It's not part of.
He said it's the government.
It may not be part of the 23.
But why that one? He said that Agboja said they have adopted it. They are the one financing it.
Yes,
and I'm saying it's not true.
Yes.
Because from Michelle come to Akosombo, it's not financed by the government of Ghana.
Part of the
I'll give you an example.
Right.
That Michelle come from Ashama Barrier to Akosombo.
Is it part of the 23 that the minister said?
That's what he said.
No,
he
didn't say that. He didn't say that.
He didn't give you a list.
No,
where's the list?
So maybe
ask for the list.
Because you mentioned that.
Now why the list?
So clear then.
Why the list that
you didn't actually mention the projects, specific projects.
Exactly.
Where are they?
There are 35 projects.
Where are they? I'll give you an example.
Right.
That work has resumed on that road.
We do not
and I know that road is a German
whether it's
government.
part of the 23.
So why is it? So let me make my
argument. So we need to get the 23.
So let me get my argument. I'm giving you an example of what I know.
Right.
So if they think it's not part of it, the one is making a claim, then the minister should come back. That's what I'm telling you. They came to obfuscate a lot of issues. If you knew that he's coming to say that they have adopted the previous government project they are doing, you should have listed those ones that they've adopted.
Previous projects.
That the government of Ghana is financing, and the ones that the foreigners are financing. Why didn't he provide a list and give the differentiations? Did the minister provide the list and the differentiations? Please, when we are doing discussion, we know what we are talking about. Nobody should tell me I don't know what I'm talking about.
Right.
If the minister claims that they are the one financing the 23, he should provide a list.
The list of the 23.
So that we know that this is all government of Ghana.
I know you all want to have a fight,
about?
but I need to make some quick money. So we'll go for a quick break. When we come back, the tensions would have calmed, and then we'll hear from ID and then I thank you so much for staying with us. And of course, it's a very heated conversation. I can't believe that it's almost 9 a.m. and we've done only one topic. And even that topic, we are not done exhausting the topic because there's so much that we need to talk about. And yes, my director is also telling me I have very few minutes left to wrap up this particular one. But let me tell you about what is already ongoing beautifully at the Heritage Village. It's the Gold Board Heritage Village happening currently at the Akwaba Park, which is adjacent to the Hajj Village around the airport. From the 26th, what we've been doing is to showcase to you how even gold is made into fine jewelry for you to see that right before your eyes. And we saw the Vice President there at the opening, and the ambassadors, of course, Jocelyn Duma and Bolare also repping and showing us clearly what the beauty of made in Ghana products are. And so it's still ongoing until the 28th of March at the Heritage Village, Akwaba Park, adjacent the Hajj Village. And so come experience live demonstrations. And the interesting part is that we also do have some other made in Ghana products being exhibited at this particular Heritage Village. So make your way there, get to enjoy true Ghanaian artistry in terms of gold being melted and used for these beautiful rings, earrings, bracelets, you name it, is all there for you. And so remember, our official bank partner is Omni Basic Bank and insurance partner is Phoenix Insurance. Gold Board Jewelry says pure, precious and proudly Ghanaian. And you can see Perk biscuits on the table. It's the best way to start your day. So you can have the hot chocolate from Legacy Coffee and then pack it up with some Perk biscuits and pack up your day the Milky Way with the rich, smooth taste of Perk milk shortcake. It is pure delight. And this Easter, CompuGhana says, listen, they've got real amazing slashes when it comes to their price. And so it's happening. The big Easter sales is happening at CompuGhana and it's bigger and better. So from now, it's already started till the 12th of April 2026. All you need to do is to just shop any product from world top brands like Samsung, LG, TCL, HP, Lenovo, Tecno, Infinix, Itel, Huawei, and enjoy, listen, up to 40% of the pricing. That's what CompuGhana is bringing you this Easter. So if the device is 100 Ghana cedis, you're going to pay 60 Ghana cedis. That's the promo that CompuGhana is giving you. And this Easter, CompuGhana is also saying that shop any product worth 1,000 Ghana cedis and above and instantly enter the Easter reward raffle draw to win amazing prizes like a 98-inch smart TV, laptop, mobile phones, and other prizes as well. Enjoy massive savings on TV, smartphones, laptops, and home appliances across all CompuGhana branches nationwide. Visit any CompuGhana showroom today or shop online at www.compughana.com and experience this Easter season the CompuGhana way. So just call 0302 75 2020 or WhatsApp 0243 143 143 for inquiries. Remember, this particular promo is in partnership with the NLA under the Caritas Lottery platform. Let's come back to the studio. And gentlemen, quick one. Audu.
Yeah, so...
And Ibrahim, Audu, you want to go before Ibrahim?
No, Ibrahim first. Or?
Yes, okay. Ibrahim first before you.
Because
So
he said I would
Ibrahim,
okay.
30 seconds.
Yes, so first of all, when we talk about the four first states, it's not to dampen the job they've done. It's actually to encourage them to do more. But I'm a journalist myself, and we'll get it wrong sometimes. Data can be given to you. The meanings you read into that data is entirely yours, and it can be counted, right? I'm aware, per what the minister mentioned, the 23 projects that were inherited, which had been awarded two sole sourcing contracts. When information was requested, that was given to the four first states as part of the Big Push project. So in undertaking the interpretation of the data or the netting of the rate of percentage relative to the sole sourcing, right, the 23 were included, right? Like I said, since the minister spoke, I'm yet to read, and anybody can send it to me,
a reaction from
four first, they're punching holes into these claims. Yes, I've seen what Suleiman Abraham related to, relative to value for money. And I have regurgitated that here and asked the ministry to respond, right? So that's how it works. That's one. Two, there's this angle that nobody's paying attention to. And let me tell you what's happened previously and why some officials deploy sole sourcing? Briefly, we have local contractors. Their capacity is limited compared to international contractors in the past. And I'm telling you this from industry players. When a bid is opened, the local contractors are always outbid by the foreign contractors. And this is not rocket science. It's basic. If you have an Italian company, a multinational company, going to place a bid for a project, obviously its quotation will be lower than a local company which then has a less capacity and financial muscle, right? Usually they are always outbid. So you see our local contractors undertaking. No, I tell you this for a fact. And on this platform, if next week we come, call the Chamber of Contractors, Cherry, my good friend Emmanuel Cherry, and speak to him about this, as to the capacity of local contractors compared to multinationals in this country. So when you open it to everybody, the local contractor is always at a disadvantage. So sometimes it's a deliberate government policy
to protect
and restrict things to local. You can say that this bid is only open to local contractors. You can do that. Yes. And it's allowed. Yes. That's the point I'm making. So I don't know why I've not landed and you are catching feelings.
International into when you restrict it. When you say this project is for only local contractors.
And that's the point I'm making. Yes. Just so they are not outbid.
Okay.
So you do that to build the capacity of the local contractors. So in these conversations, you must also be looking at that reality.
Yes, and that reality pertains under Akufo-Addo too.
Okay.
I've not said otherwise.
Okay. I am saying this is what our brother Suleiman Obrano posted. We are talking about value for money. And I want the minister to respond to this. This is what he said. Is this the value for money? This is a question he asked. Let's start with just a very small one awarded under even restricted tender. Upgrading of Apigusu Mpakan. No, it's not Mpakadan. Okay. It's Mpakan.
Okay.
It's Mpakadan.
Okay.
I know the place.
Okay.
It's the road to my hometown.
And maybe it's even one of your roads.
Apigusu
because
Mpakadan.
you listen to this. Feeder Road, signed on November 25, 2025. This contract is for surface dressing, as we call it, Sapiti. In fact, Sapiti. In fact, the road you said they did for you is Sapiti.
That is the road.
Okay.
That is Sapiti. And look at it. Road length, 9 kilometers. Contract sum, 511,649 Ghana cedis. Cost per kilometer, 60,027 million cedis. In dollar terms, this 1.47 million. Contractor, Build Managers Limited. What is even mind-blowing is how they arrive at a contract sum. A whooping 37.5 million is allocated as maintenance of Department of Feeder Roads headquarters. Maintenance, not construction of a new office.
This Feeder Road.
So if Sapiti, is it Sapiti or Sapiti?
Sapiti
will cost 1 kilometer. Will cost
$1.47
million.
What about asphalt?
What's for asphalt? The minister should answer to this charge.
Okay.
And we'll see whether this is value for money.
That's your 30 seconds. Elvis, you have the final 30 seconds.
Yes. I think what Ibis said. What Ibis said.
We'll talk about other things.
About empowering local contractors. Yeah. Me, I always support local contractors. Local capacity building.
We all do.
So it should just be a government policy that contracts above this amount, we realize that local contractors cannot meet the financial requirements. So we are reserving those ones for locals. And we will give it out on sole sourcing. But then the value for money will be done by the Institute of Engineers, the contract, so that we know that this will cost this much. This will be easy, and nobody will come attacking you when you announce the policy that, based on government policy to empower local contractors, we are reserving contracts to this amount, and we will not give it to foreigners. If it's beyond that, they will open to competitive tendering for foreigners to come in. It should just be a simple, that's a public procurement law. It's not a matter of whether which you choose, it's about the value. So if we are going to empower local contractors, there's still issue of value for money there.
Exactly.
So we can just announce that policy and to be done. As I said, let's focus on the value.
Yes, that's more important.
What I already just read, Sapiti is $1.47 million.
for
and the NPP, asphalt was $1.2 million. Agboja and Co said it is a rip-off. Asphalt, $1.2 million. They say it's a rip-off. Now he, as a minister, is awarding Sapiti for $1.4 million. Who is now explaining? Because right now the dollar too is weaker in Ghana in cedi terms. So if in cedi terms the dollar is weaker, and now your contract in dollar terms is even higher than the one you criticize, then what's the basis for your new figure? So that's what I'm saying, that if we will focus the discussion on the value for money, it works. This road is mentioned. That's why I travel every day to my hometown. That road, the place was very bad, and they did it. Me, I was even asked why did they do it, because I was thinking that the road from the Ashama barrier to Akosombo will be extended to go and join the Eastern Corridor Road. Okay. So I expect that all that part of the road will be done. So I asked myself, why will you do this now if in very soon this one will be extended as asphalt all the way to join the Eastern Corridor Road to open the road? So I was questioning myself why we're doing some of these things. Right. Because I see it as, excuse me to say, a waste of money. Though we, the committers, were complaining, if indeed we are going to extend it to touch the Eastern Corridor Road from Askuma to there, I don't see why we should spend this kind of money. And maybe in a year or two time, we are going to scrape it off and then do it as asphalt. Right. So you see, some of the things, it's the way they go about it. There should be more communication. Absolutely. You see, Dr. Baumia said something. I want to tell this government. He said that if he is president, he will make sure that there will be a platform where all government contracts will be published. I think that this government should take that initiative to avoid all these things. Just publish it. This is what we are going to do. Let people come in with their criticism and everything. So at the end of the day, when you award the contract, people are already aware of what you are doing. But when you award the contract as a media house that is now questioning it, it will become this big that we all talk about. Let's focus on value for money. Right. To me, irrespective of which of the methods we are using, it's not whether I have gone to PPA or not. The bottom line, can we justify the value for money? And the value for money from Minister of Finance, I don't trust it. So that's what I'm saying, that we need to give it to a different entity. Like if Minister of Engineer does their work and they bring their report, I'll trust more than that, more than people appointed by a politician to do a value for money. I mean, that's my position.
Well, Elvis, thank you.
This thing comes in. We are attacking Gold Board, for doing renovations in the Bank of Ghana old building. I thought it seems people have forgotten that the reason we built the new Bank of Ghana building was that there was a report from the Bank of Ghana at the time that building is actually a death trap.
But NEC disagree.
That's what I'm saying.
NEC disagree.
And even gentlemen,
I am bringing the politics we are doing.
They disagree.
You are not allowed to do that.
No, don't worry, because we have not. We speak about it.
I'm just saying that
let's talk about
it. At that time, had not said that it is not true, and the building is fit for purpose. If today Sami Jefi is renovating, nobody would have been complaining. But
the point is well made. The point is well made. We'll come back to that some other time.
Don't rush the next issue.
No, we need to. We need to.
But they don't even have time.
We don't have time. You know, we need
to. In 7 minutes time, we are going.
Yes, Ibrahim, the UN resolution. Ghana finally presents the resolution, and 123 countries support Ghana. 3 said no, including Elvis's own US, and about 58.
His own friend.
No,
52.
Did you read it?
Okay.
It's the first US president who is going to put his picture on the dollar bill.
No problem. And through his actions, many other factors are also coming together to weaken the dollar. The petrodollar that we have always known. If care is not taken, might be no more. So there are pros and cons of actions, and I'm a student of not just politics but of science as well. I know that actions and reactions are equal but opposite, right? Physics will teach you that. So yes, reparation. First of all, I think down here we are failing to read about what the slave trade was all about. Many of us are overly simplistic. We think they just came. Our forefathers decided to sell their family members that they did not want. And not just that, you could just be walking and somebody kidnaps you, and before you realize you've been sold into slavery. That was happening, right? And you were not just bought. It was a systemic structure that had been made acceptable by the world geopolitics then, that they needed individuals, workers in plantations, right? So there was a particular race, they were black, right? Very strong. But to them, they were subservient to any other race, right? So they would come to the continent, the black continent called Africa, and then acquired these slaves, shipped them off to these plantations for them to work. They were not allowed to carry their own names. They were given tags. In fact, they were marked. If you are familiar with rearing of cattle, as I would do is, you know how we tag cattle now, because sometimes you see that on their ears, we'll have tagged them with some inscription to identify them. That's what they did to our forebears, right? They only saw the human in our women when they wanted to take advantage of them sexually. That was the only time. And if they did and the women gave birth, their children also became slaves, irrespective of the fact that they fathered those children. They became slaves. Now, so that was what happened. And through the ingenuity of the Ghanaian, and many people are refusing to accept this fact that this reparation conversation was started by President Akufo-Addo, right? And President Mahama came and he continued. We've been able to get UN to agree that is the gravest crime against humanity. To me, that's more important. Yes, the conversation about we expecting money and what have you, when you go into those conversations, it gets many people incensed to say that African leaders, they don't want to work, they are lazy, they just want to go and get free money from somewhere. The recognition of the fact that this ought not to have happened. And nobody's saying that before the transatlantic slave trade, there was no slavery. Nobody's saying that too. Oh, even here, people were, see, now you call them house helps. Those days, those house helps were regarded as slaves. It happens. Go to the Arab countries. Yes, it was there. But we are saying that it was institutionalized. And we were at the receiving end. So first of all, recognize that. If we are saying reparation, we just mean that you built your economies on the back of the sweat of these people.
Right.
These black slaves. So you must not just recognize that fact, but something must give. And that something should not go to a government and say, oh, government of Ghana, yes, we took a lot of slaves from Ghana, so take $7 billion. No, that's not the conversation we are having. We are saying that there must be some monumental project directly executed for all of us to point to the fact that after the recognition, these activities were done to at least uplift the plight of citizens of the continent that was enslaved. It's as simple. So kudos to the president. Right. Kudos to the foreign affairs minister. I know I would do congratulate Ablakwa very well when he gets to his turn. Yeah, they are now brothers. They love each other now. Yes. So kudos to all of them.
How do you?
Yes.
So he says you're going to send congratulation messages for Ablakwa.
No, I won't do that. I won't do that because this thing, look, when President Akufo-Addo first mentioned reparation, it's based on slave trade. You heard things that a lot of people said about Akufo-Addo, that the government was lazy, we wanted free money so that we can Ghana. Because there's no time, it's so much to talk about this thing. People said Ghana, we are building a basket system where even if we put the whole world money, all the money will go through corruption. Professor Jampo, today he's applauding this thing for tabling a motion for UN just to condemn that slave trade, transatlantic trade, was a crime against humanity. Who didn't know this? Who didn't know that this was this thing that the UN has agreed? Who are the people who voted for this? I'm surprised that we say that, look, what this thing has done, Ghana is had put Ghana in a map that we tabled the motion and this is formally agreed. Yeah. That is all to it. There's nothing more to this. Look at the people who voted, African countries and the Caribbeans. These are the people who suffered the slave trade. So if victims say that reparation should be paid, and the perpetrators, they won't pay, why are you going to get the reparation? Why are we going to get it? It is on record that Ghana has tabled this and disagreed. That's all. And the people who agreed are the victims. The perpetrators say no. Look, even our old, our own colonial masters,
the United Kingdom,
said they will not pay for something that their great-grandfathers did. They will not pay. Look, they didn't they abstain?
They abstain.
UK, Germany, and
France,
all of them. Abstain. And these were the perpetrators.
EU abstained.
EU abstained.
But it's not only the victim. China was not a victim. China voted for yes. And
China voted for who? Yes.
With us. China voted with us.
And what would China do in this matter?
No, you are saying that only the victims voted yes. And I'm correcting you that no, they are
only China.
No, the Asian countries.
Which Asian countries?
Oh, just mention
the Asian countries. What power do they have at
I'm
UN?
telling you that only 3 countries voted no. US, Israel, and Argentina. Only 52 countries abstained. Many of them were EU members.
EU members.
The others voted
I am
yes.
saying that substantially. Okay, let me correct myself. Substantially, all the people who voted, many countries voted, were victims of slave trade.
That's right.
The Africans and Caribbeans, were they not the victims?
China was also colonized by Japan, so
they will sympathize with colonize.
Japan itself sympathized with that.
Even America, that was one time colonized by this crowd, did not see the importance of this. And all I want to say is that, look, it is good that this has come to UN and this has been voted on. We are taking pride in they say that, we table a motion and UN has now formally agreed that there was crime against humanity. This is formality. That's all. What we are saying that, look, the people who are going to effect this reparation payment and all that, they are not interested. And they said they will even pay. They won't pay. When people talk about, I heard the man you said I should congratulate.
Yeah.
He said,
the First Minister,
because even the resolution didn't talk about money.
Not yet, yes.
Akufo-Addo said, but he talked about money. That's why people lambasted him and that. He was talking that even we get artifacts, colonial artifacts. So
it's a 10-year crusade. And so it's a 10-year crusade.
Masa.
It includes reparation. And that's not lost on anybody. Ablako has spoken about the fact that they need to pay money to the continent. That one has.
And that money will never be paid.
No problem. But don't say that he didn't speak about it.
I am saying that. Is it in the motion?
But you see, the motion was to do one thing: recognize something as
the grievous crime.
That's it. But that thing, look, I am saying that even those countries had agreed, even on the UN floor, even when Akufo-Addo table made this, the comments were made that it is a crime. It was a crime against humanity.
But it's official.
Official. I agree. That is official. I'm saying that is all to rate.
Okay.
If we are expecting anything, forget it. Because the people who are going to pay the reparations said they won't pay. Yeah. They said they have not. They won't pay for the sins of their forefathers. And you sit here and you think that to our people who aided the slave trade, what would they also pay? No, let's call a spade a spade. Transatlantic slave trade was also aided by people from within.
But because it's existed and it had been created.
And that time, what the argument they are even making is that the time the thing happened, it was not illegal.
Yes. Of course. But you know the things that happened legally in the past that are terrible
so
today.
Their argument is that, you see, it's not, nobody should take me that, I don't want, if the money comes, I don't want you to. I am being realistic. I am being probably utopian. Look, I am saying that it will not come. We have gotten the recognition. That is all to it.
Okay.
The money, reparation will not come. Artifact or something, it will not come. The money won't come. What they are saying is that the time they did it, it was not illegal. Transatlantic was not illegal. They perpetrated it. And people aided them from within to perpetrate it. You cannot say today because it's illegal, you pay for something that was not illegal. Right. Because you also benefited. That's what they are saying. Okay. You can say that your slaves were taken there and worked for them and all that. Why?
Okay. Let me come to you, Elvis.
Everybody knew that slave trade was a crime, though they legalized it at the time. But it's a crime. You can't sell your fellow human being. But the Arabs also sold a lot of Africans.
Of course.
The Arabs were big slave traders.
Yes.
There were various groups who sold. Churches were selling slaves. Do you know that? Roman Catholic Church is a corporate.
Our chiefs actually oppose the.
Do you understand it?
It's
so
an observer.
Slavery, we make it look like it's a country thing. In actual fact, it is a business by merchants, various groups. The Roman Catholic Church realized that there's money. Look, when you go into the history, you see all kinds of people that sold human beings for money. It's crazy. The recognition has always been there, and we have achieved it at the UN. But see, the UN is not for you. The UN was created to support, to work for the Western countries. Do you understand it? For me, this recognition is meaningless to me today because we are still under control of these powers. And we have failed to be able to exert our independence as a continent. Though over 30% of all the natural resources in the world are on our continent, we have still failed to establish that we are a powerhouse that they must respect. See, if you fail to establish authority for people to respect you, it doesn't matter what you write or say, you will be disrespected. And for me, they use force in the slave trade. Today, there's no way If they decide to apply force, we can stand them.
That force crowd is
okay? We have allowed America and many other countries, and China has joined now, to build military bases across us on the continent. If tomorrow they say they are going to take over this Africa, what are you going to do? You can't do anything. Now we fight groups like Boko Haram. America has to come in before you can fight them. For me, if we want to establish our authority, we have achieved this. We should focus on getting rid of all military bases on the continent, and build an African standby military that can take on any other continent that want to attack us. We must build a nuclear weapon like the way North Korea or the world is afraid of. See, there must be some deterrent.
They won't allow you to own a nuclear weapon.
This is what I'm saying. You can do it if you want to do it. How does North Korea? How did Iran do it? How did
your people will be patient enough to go through the suffering?
That's what I'm saying, that we are still slaves. Because if we have this mentality that we cannot exert authority, see, I've said that all over history.
You are talking even LGBT law, we can't even pass.
That's what I'm saying, that all over history, you see, you become what we call an empire or a global force when you are able to conquer others. So conquest will never leave our lives. If we will remain a continent that can easily be conquered, we should forget about anything we are talking about freedom. Because if tomorrow it gets to a point where they say Africa must be conquered, and whoever conquer Africa is the boss, because over 30% of all natural resources are in Africa. How are we going to defend ourselves?
Absolutely.
We have no means. We have not built any capacity to defend ourselves. So this idea of Yaton human beings, the world has moved beyond that. Secondly, today, Ghana, what history do we teach in our schools? Our children don't even know anything about some of these things because we don't teach the history.
We did it in history.
With now, the control of AI and everything on AI, when they force all of us into the control grid, digitization and finish, they can wipe up all this thing from the internet. You can't do anything. You can't do FOCO because they are the one who have the source code. They control the system that we are all in. In 50 years or 100 years, those that will be allowed will not know anything about slave trade because the people who are controlling where information is kept now are the West. Africa has not been able to build its own system. 1.2 billion people. Wow. So you see, if we want to say, we want to prove to the world that we are a continent that deserve respect, the things we have to do is to make sure that all military bases from foreign countries are out. We build our own strong military, have our own things that anybody attacks, we can attack back. We create our own system where we keep our own information, where we don't keep all our information in another person's system. We must have our own online IT tech solutions for the continent, where we know that even if they decide to delete, we are also in control of our own. But currently,
we have Africa whose reserves are even kept by foreign countries.
Can you imagine? All of us our reserves are in foreign countries. UK. And we say we are. So for me, this whole reparation thing, I think that we are only tickling ourselves and smiling. But the realities of today are not the realities of yesterday. Today, if we say there's a war or there's a world power who wants to control the world now, Africa is not part of the fight. We will only be watching, and whoever wins will just come and take all of us.
We'll fight.
Wait. Who did you mention? Who did you mention?
We don't even have helicopters.
So I said, please.
Even helicopters we don't have.
Thank you so much, Elvis. I will do it, Ibrahim Al-Hassan. In fact, we could have done this till like 1 p.m.
Oh, yes.
But guys, thank you so much for coming. Please don't go anywhere. We've got more for you. Stay with us. Well, thank you so much for staying on with us. But let's get into our next conversation this morning. And the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies, they're here to talk about the Safety Week, and we'll get to understand exactly what that is all about. And we've been joined by the Head of Compliance and Operations at COMAC, Billy Al-Assad. He's joined me. Billy, welcome. I hope you're doing very well.
I'm doing great. What about you?
I'm great. And it's exciting to talk about COMAC and what you have coming up, which is the Safety Week.
Yes.
What is the Safety Week all about?
Okay, the Safety Week is an initiative by Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies to create safety awareness in the downstream. You know, petroleum products are difficult to handle. Yeah, handling, distributing, storing it, it's a bit tricky. Before any small mistake, and then there's fire.
Right.
Yeah, we've been seeing that on our roads nowadays. Yes, so we decided that, okay, let's bring the industry together in a week and then talk about safety. Usually on the first day, we bring on the CEOs from EPA, the government agencies, the regulators, then CEOs of our own members, that's the OMCs, the LPGMCs. They come, they talk to each other, they share knowledge. Even the regulators also talk to each other and understand that, okay, this is what I do. And maybe this is what you do. Maybe we can collaborate on that aspect. And this year, too, we are looking at a more proactive approach to health and safety. You know, sometimes we always react. Something happens before we react.
Absolutely. We don't put in place the preventative measures.
Exactly. So even the theme says is managing the risk before it becomes an incident. That's what we are looking at this year.
That's the theme.
Yeah, that's the theme.
Absolutely. Managing the risk before it becomes an incident.
Exactly.
Very, very instructive. So after speaking to the regulators, the heads of the OMCs, what next?
So what's next is that everything is ready. Everything is ready. One of the things too we like to do is to visit the retail outlets. So we tell them on the last day, we don't bring them indoors. We let them practice something, hands-on. Do some live demonstration at their filling stations. To maybe create a scenario. Something is happening. How are they going to handle it? How are they going to respond? They can call fire service and the other regulators to come and observe. But even we ourselves, during the Safety Week, on the first day we do live demonstration of fire. So we let fire service come and do that, and then let the CEOs themselves try and switch off the fire. Yes. That's really interesting.
Quite interesting. And so when is this happening?
So it's April 7th to 10th.
From the 7th of April to the 10th of April.
Right after Easter.
Right. Yes. That's the Safety Week.
Yes, that's the Safety
And are you doing at specific places? And who gets to be a part of the Safety Week observance?
All right. So the first to third day, that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we have the lunch at the GIMPA Conference Center.
Okay.
That's on the GIMPA campus. So the lunch, then the subsequent days, that's the 2 days, we have operations managers and then compliance managers coming for training programs. So we design training programs that would remind them of why they are in the field, the right things to do, the standards in the field. Then the last day is what I talked about, the field stuff.
Well, it's a hands-on thing.
Exactly.
It's not just about what you're hearing or what you're reading in books, but then getting to practicalize everything. How key is this Safety Week, especially to your operations as OMCs?
With Safety Week, it's an annual event. We do it every year. Safety, as I said earlier, is very important in our industry. Petroleum industry, we need to be very, very specific. Your operations, because if you are not safe in your operations, trust me, you burn your investment.
Yeah.
Yes. So it comes along with very important reminders, very important collaborations. And this year we have sponsors on Gaso Petroleum is one of our sponsors. Okay. Universal Engineering, they are into calibration and stuff. They're also one of our sponsors. The University of Ghana Medical Center, they will be there to check people, maybe if you have underlying issues.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's also a preventive measure. So if you come and then we check your pressure and then it's too high, maybe you don't even know about it. Then we refer you. So that's one of the preventive measures.
Right.
Yes. And the last one, ED consults. Yeah, they train people in health and safety. And then there's a very, very good company that helps train people in health and safety. So it's going to be awesome.
I can imagine. And you seem very excited about it already.
Yes, I am.
From the 7th to the 10th of April, Safety Week, COMAC is spearheading this initiative. And the theme again?
Managing
the risk before it becomes an incident.
Yes.
Quite interesting. Yes. So, Billy, this is your camera to the OMCs, to everybody watching us this morning. What will be your words to them as we get closer to Safety Week?
Well, Safety Week is coming this year. Make sure you don't miss it. Make sure you are there on the 7th of April to the 10th. Make sure you meet me, and then let's talk safety, okay? Safety is always our priority. I've always told you. COMAC cares about you.
Absolutely. Thank you. So and people are asking, Charlie, so if we come, will we get full coupons from your OMCs?
The OMCs. Can we talk to them? Obviously. My people, I have over 200 members.
Yes.
Oh, they will be.
Because I'm interested in that one. Especially looking at how the prices are going now. Really, thank you so much, and we'll see you on the 7th to the 10th at GIMPA, right?
GIMPA.
The conference center. There we'll be having the Safety Week spearheaded by the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies, COMAC, and you need to be there. Billy, thank you so much for coming. He is the head of compliance and operations at the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies. Today is the 27th day of March 2026, and some wonderful people celebrating their birthdays. We just want to make the day a lot more special for them. And so this one is to Auntie Joyce. Happy 80th birthday to an outstanding stateswoman and leader, Reverend Dr. Joyce Rosalind Ayi. Your legacy of integrity, service, and transformative leadership continues to inspire generations. We celebrate your impact and wish you continued grace, strength, and many more years of meaningful influence. And this message is from the board and management of the Africa Center for Nature-Based Climate Action to you, Reverend Dr. Joyce Rosalind Ayi. And the good news is that at ICGC Christ Temple East tonight at 6 p.m. there's going to be a musical concert in honor of Reverend Dr. Joyce Rosalind Ayi. God bless you so much, Mommy, and from all of us here at the EIB Network as well, celebrating you on your 80th birthday. Happy birthday to you. This one says, happy birthday to you, big sis. Wishing you all the best and all that your heart desires. Enjoy your day. Sophia Bio, and it's from all the Bio family to you. Have a wonderful, wonderful birthday. Happy birthday to you, Delta. You're a kind, humble, and wonderful person. I'm proud of how far you've come, and I'm certain God will do more with you. Enjoy your day. And it's from Jones to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Naval Captain Kwesi Nsefu, Commanding Officer of Ghana Level 2 Plus Hospital in Abyei in Sudan. And it's from your family, your friends, and your loved ones to you, Naval Captain Kwesi. Do have a wonderful birthday. And this one is to a very good friend of mine, Chef D in the United States of America. She's the CEO of Royalty Rain Catering. God bless your new age, Debbie, and sweeten your life even more as you also satisfy the taste buds of your clients with authentic Ghanaian dishes. Happy birthday to you, Debbie. You have a wonderful one. And today also happens to be the birthday of my baby last, Jessica. Happy birthday to Jessie. She's 1 today. And so congratulations to her mama and to her daddy for bringing her into the world. Yeah, happy birthday to you, Jessie. Well, that's it for the birthdays. We're going to make time now and make way for the Golden Boy and his team to bring you the entertainment segment. I am Joshua Kodjo Mensah. Do enjoy the rest of our programming and stay safe.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, top of the morning to you wherever you're watching from. You're loving your ELS TV magazine show, GHOne Top 5 Music Videos Countdown, GHOne Lifestyle segment, and don't forget to call me DS, the Golden Boy. Yeah, today happens to be the very first quarter of 2026 Today Top 5 Music Videos Countdown, and we are going to be wrapping up on the whole video 10 for the very first quarter. So it is a grand finale. This is where we see the videos that amass the highest views, the videos that set the pace and all of that and all of that and all of that. And we have an algorithm. We have a criteria in selecting the top 5 videos for this first quarter. And also, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be having a one-on-one with a TGMA Artist of the Year and then 2 super creatives. The video that I just played, that should give you a clue of what's going to be happening this morning. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's dive straight to my guest this morning. So, right from my extreme right, I have Captain, the superstar Captain, bro. What's going on, my brother?
Everything nice.
All right. So, and then going after Captain, I have Rashid Metal.
Original.
And then we have the TGMA Artist.
Down
Oh, yeah. Former president.
Down ball.
That's right. Rashid, where you go hide, bro?
We did. For some personal reasons, I will let these things slide. Okay. But I know at the right time, I will voice things out, because if we say we should voice things out, we might step on people's toe. Yeah. I might say bad things which I might not sit well with some people. So for now, or today being Friday, as a Muslim, as a big day, I will let it slide. Okay.
But Charlie, but if you speak small, whichever way, you're still going to throw some fire.
No, of course, definitely.
Right. Okay, so, Raskuku.
Man.
You know, I could boldly say, you have been one artist that has really marketed, made a TGMA very attractive. When you won, you were all over with the award. You were so proud of it. Why that directive? What inspired that vibe?
Yeah, first of all, greetings to my people watching, especially Dome Kwabenya constituency. They are watching live. VGMA, I would say, is Ghana's Grammys. Just that we have some people in it that are not making the thing very attractive. But when in our real life, TGMA should have been Ghana's Grammy. Not for only the big artists, but also the upcoming ones. Right. So when you watch the thing, it is the fans who makes the artist who he is.
That's right.
Yeah, so me winning the award, I was like, yo, none of them have seen this thing before. So I need to take it to the people for them to see how it looks like, for them to feel it. So I took it to everywhere, Market, Newtown, Domain, Nima. I even took it to the US for the people over there to have a feel of it. So I was just trying to make people know that when it comes to Africa, we have something nice about Ghana music. And then the plug that we have, it is our Grammy, and then we should hold it and hold it well. So I was just making sure that the people love what we have over here.
That's great. Okay, so we'll be coming back to the controversy currently going on. But before then, Superstar Captain.
Big man.
You know, you have this affiliation. Whenever anybody mentions Captain, they need to mention Shatta Wale.
Of course.
You have this strong affiliation, family ties with the Shatta movement president.
My father now.
So how has that influenced your music career? And what 3 positive, or let's say what 3 impact would you say Shatta Wale had on you?
Well, I can boldly stand somewhere and say Shatta Wale made me who I am today.
Okay.
Like he made me know about the music business. He taught me not just about music too, he taught me about life, and he taught me how to make money. He also taught me about loyalty. So anytime you see me walking, you know I'm a walking loyalty statue already. Understand? So yeah. So if I mention 3 things, like I said, money-wise, music-wise, and life-wise, Shatta Wale taught me everything, like anywhere.
That's positive.
So I can boldly stand somewhere and say, Shatta Wale made Captain who he is today.
That's positive. All right, so Rashid Metal,
right.
You know, having to have a major, that was No Noise, the video we just played.
Right.
Having a major, that was about 5-6 years back?
No, like a decade.
Okay. Having a major hit banger like that, was there any point in your life that you felt pressured to bring some, because you know the expectation from your fans will be high. We love Rashid Mehta. He brought this banger out. What we expect him to bring back again. Have you ever been pressured in one way or the other in what you bring in next?
Well, in every business, of course. In every business, even in your homes. Even in your homes, sometimes as a first child, there's certain kind of pressure on you. At least you have to make it. Hitting a certain age, you feel like, no, I started with some couple of people and they are moving, and yet I'm still where I am. Pressure is something natural.
Yeah.
So of course, definitely, as a human, you feel that pressure. You understand?
Yeah.
So yes, of course, it got to a time I was like, yeah, what's happening? Because I had issue with a couple of people around me.
Okay.
I had issue with management. So it got to a time I was like, let me relax. Let me lean back. In life is good to pause, but don't quit. You understand?
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to sit down, lean back, see where you slipped, where you fell, the loopholes, how to seal those holes, then come back harder. So it's normal if people are saying, oh, we have not been hearing from, we are not superhumans, we are humans.
Yeah.
We sometimes have problems also. You understand? So it is what it is.
That's great. That's great.
Oh yeah, for working, of course. Yeah. And I might not be loud in the media space, but on the street, no, I still stand who I am.
I think that gets to my next vibe I want to have with you. You've been in hibernation for a while now, and everyone, even yesterday, I had a message that someone was like, "Yo, is it Rashid Mehta dead?"
Yes.
No.
For
he isn't.
For that message, I have from North.
I think they were mistaking you for
Vibrant Fire.
Vibrant Fire.
Because most people thought, yes, most people thought, we came the same year.
Okay.
So most people thought the Mampi, I was the one who, and this is two dancehall artists.
Yeah.
So those who don't know the difference, they thought I was the one.
Yeah.
You understand? So yeah, I've been getting that messages a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we still living.
So what's been cooking? You've been on the in hibernation. We really haven't seen much from you, but like the industry guys, when we go doing our research, we see that there has been so many projects that you've been churning out some very good works.
I have been releasing songs, like I said. The media, I might not be loud on the media, but on the street.
Yeah.
Because imagine, you can check your streams, your DistroKid, and you can withdraw your $2,000. That should tell you something. Meaning people are listening. And the reason why, like I said, the reason why you don't see me on TV, on radio, now traditional media is like our parents. We the artists are like your children.
Yeah.
Now, if it's been a while that you don't hear from one of your child.
What do you do? Yeah, I gotta check up on it.
Good.
What do you do?
Yeah. Now, you the parents don't check. I the child, I'll pick a phone and be like, oh, my parents, it's been a long, I want to pay a visit. Then my parents will be like, oh no, wait, we are dealing with some of your siblings. Wait till, no. So you expect me, if when you see me making money, be like, oh, Kwesi, my also when you go into brief here, you come for interview and I will boldly tell you I won't come. I have the street.
Yeah.
I'm making my money. At the end of the day, why are you working? We are making my money. I will tell you point blank, no matter who you are, I won't come. You see, these are some of the reasons why, sometimes, sorry to mention our big brother's name, okay. Shatawale, sometimes I have been with him before, so sometimes I feel his pain when he's talking.
Yeah.
Now you don't contribute in what I do. Now I find my way out to the zenith, and now you sit on your TV station or somewhere on the podcast, then you'll be telling me, this is how you should go. Like, it doesn't make sense. I'll get angry. Sometimes I can come to you and come and slap you. Because today is Friday. That's why from the onset I was saying I'm trying to, because seriously, we have certain things in our heart which, if we say we want to talk, because let me say this thing. Last 2 years, a certain TV station called me during our festive season. Like, we know you have this fan base in this, the Zongos, the community. We want you, the people want you, come. I was like, I will come. But this is barter trading because I know how you people run this game.
Yeah.
I will come. I came. I even brought a couple of people. We entertain our people. Fast forward, I sent you my latest video, special.
Right.
And I this same person, I was like, oh, about their programs manager, about me, new video I ready. I want to come on your station to promote 3 years now. The message, they haven't even opened the message. Yes. So you see, so if you are doing this to me now and I get the time or I find my way out to the top, trust me, the kind of attitude I will show. And some media houses feel like artists don't have the right. You see, some media houses feel like artists don't have the right to say no to them. No, come on. No.
Okay, we're going to be hitting back at that again. We're going to be coming right back. But before then, quickly, Captain, breaking away from a certain circle, let's say a family, and trying to establish your own brand, your own name. Has there been any challenges? How's the struggle been like?
Well, like my brother said, in every home there are challenges, but it depends on you, the artist, or you, the human being, to be able to overcome those challenges and obstacles. So I feel like I just came with my own mindset and I'm doing it my way and I'm comfortable in my lane.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to think about what somebody's going to say, what he's going to say. No, so far as I'm okay and I feel like God is okay with what I'm doing, I'm just going on my lane. Right. There were a couple of challenges, sometimes going to the studio. I started learning how to record myself because I didn't want no studio drama.
Yeah.
Going to the studio, then your producer will tell you, my mother have swallowed center table, can it be? You know what I'm saying? So like I just started recording myself. And when I started recording myself, I realized there's a lot to learn. I realized it's not just about the music, it's a lifestyle, it's how you live. It's how everything is music, how you talk, how you interact with people. So it was like a learning process. It wasn't a challenge, actually. Yeah. And I'm so comfortable with it. Like, I just go with the flow.
That's right. That's
all.
All right. So I'm going to be wanting to know your view on the current music industry going on. But before then, let's go quickly to watch a documentary real quick, and then we get back to Ras Kuku. Back from that quick commercial break, yeah, it was a quick documentary we needed to run through real quick. So getting back to my superstar TGMA Artist of the Year, Ras Coco. So bro,
yep.
I want to know your current view, on the current trend and all the happenings in the entertainment industry. And then we also talk about the award scheme in Ghana as well. What you think the game changer is?
So which one first?
Run it up, anyhow you want to start.
Okay, how I see the music industry. The industry, I don't see anything in it.
Okay.
Because I am the industry. When you check, there's no one out there who is going to do something for me.
Uh-huh.
And everything that you see about me, I did it myself. There's nothing that came out from the industry because I don't know where I can find industry people. Where do I find them? Where? So when you see me, you see Ghana music industry.
Okay.
The way they treat me, the way the people out there treat me, that is how the people should see Ghana music. If I'm going down, that means Ghana music is going down.
Yeah.
Any artist you see, when you see Rashid Mehta going down, that means Ghana music is going down. So I don't think there's Ghana music industry somewhere. I don't know. Who is that Ghana music industry? We are the industry, we ourselves, the people in it. So I don't see anything about
Meaning
that.
the sex and bodies for the music industries, they are not working.
Everybody is working, but there's no unity. There's no, I don't know how to put it, but I don't know where I can find Ghana music industry.
Okay.
Yeah. Because there's nothing out there. You see, secondly, when you come to the Ghana awards
scheme.
Yeah. Okay. Somebody like me they go to Syria, me bomb, yeah. Listen to this voice. I've never been nominated in the male vocalist of the year before. When you listen to me in Bible, listen to the vocal ability in it. But I was never nominated. And then secondly, when it comes to this, even this year's VGM or TDM, Rascal was nominated in the Reggae Dancehall Artist of the Year. But I wasn't in the Reggae Dancehall Song of the Year. So I just wanted to know how I got in there.
The Artist of the Year,
yeah, what did I do?
The song wasn't nominated.
Yeah, what did I do? So the three people call, no, not that they will call, they call this one in Fishenim.
Okay.
Yeah, because maybe one or two people sat down and said, hey, Kodjo, they are financial, how about Kasao?
Yeah.
Because and you know, 2025, I came out with a big reggae dancehall song or reggae song called Me and You Tonight. Go check it out. Check the numbers. Check everything. So you don't nominate the song, but you nominated the artist, and you tell me it is because of the work I did. I did the work on what?
Yeah. They don't show the work, but they show the person.
Masa.
No, because I actually understand where you're coming from.
Yes. Yeah, you see, it's based on the work. So we are doing music. We are not pushing wheelbarrow. Yeah, so if the song is not there, how can the artist be there? And they made this mistake several times. There was one time somebody won the Reggae Dancehall Artist of the Year with no song in the Reggae Dancehall song.
Okay.
They've been making that thing, and when you sit down and think about it, you get to know that you're a kobo and I'm minimum way. That's a kuku football, but we need my pass. We'll be home. You see that? So when it comes to that, I don't know.
So what is a game changer, bruv?
Game changer in what way?
What you think, one or two things you think that we can do as a creative country to streamline stuff in a better way?
Just the truth.
Okay.
They should forget about saying when it comes to reggae dancehall, there are no artists. Who told you that? We are more than all the genres. All the genres you see, the reggae dancehall artists, we are more than them. There are a lot of artists. Now we don't call them underground, we call them upcoming artists. A lot doing reggae and dancehall. Yeah. Even this show you are seeing. The up and coming artists alone, they are about 45. You see, and most of them, if they are 45 or something, about 40 are reggae dancehall artists.
Yeah.
And you can't sit there and say Rasuku is not working. I don't want to hear people saying Rashid Mehta is not working. He's working. He got songs out there, videos out there. You want Rashid Mehta to go and fight Rasuku before you get to know that Rashid Mehta is working, or you want Captain to fight me. Before you get to know that, yeah, that is how they want to see the reggae dancehall artists. But we are working. People are like, hey, now I1 is working.
Yeah.
I1 has produced more ratings for the up and coming artists, especially the reggae dancehall artists, and there's nobody talking about that.
Okay, so real quick, let's watch one of your newest video, and then we get back. Yeah. I'm loving the vibe. That's what I'm talking about. So, Captain, how's the journey been like so far? What's cooking? What's trending? What's going on, bro?
If I tell you it's easy, you like I set you up. It's never easy, but everything is going good. I'm about to release my EP. I want to actually release like 2 EPs.
Okay.
One is called Deep Thoughts and one is called Lonely Road. But the main one is Lonely Road EP. Because Deep Thoughts EP is just like positive music that you like to listen to when you're driving, just a cool vibe in the traffic. And Lonely Road EP is just a mix before I drop my album later.
That's great.
And I have a lot of collaborations. I have Jupiter, I have Kelvin Boy. I'm looking for Raskuku, but I can't even find him.
No Raskuku.
Like I'm looking for him, but like
I'm here.
Oh, Dada. Finally, so from here we're going to finish on 1 or 2. We have a lot of songs that we have to. We just can't select. That's the problem.
I know you got some new, very dope videos, new, brand new song. So before we close, we're going to be playing them for our viewers to see the new project you've got on. So, Rashid Metal, Charlie, your final words to gather.
I have new EP out, Rough and Tough. Everybody should go and check out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I can say for now, and I believe at the right time we'll have a lot to talk about.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. So, boom, Charlie Unya, then Costa.
Maybe everything nice, you know. So on the 6th April live, Domi Kwabenya constituency.
What's going on there?
We're doing it again. It's all about Raskuku and his people. When I say my people, you know, they will jump from my people.
That's right.
Yeah, so 6th April inside Odija Royal Palace and Raskuku.
For maybe some food competition for that?
No, pool party.
Okay.
Yes, the biggest pool party in the constituency. You know.
Okay.
I am the mayor in the constituency.
That's right.
Yeah, so and I've got so many artists coming through. This one actually is under the Ghetto Youth Connect project. Yeah, so this is one of the concerts under it, you know. So we got so many things coming up this year and next year.
All right, respect you, my brother. Nice having you. And Rashid Metal, grateful having you. Charlie, super pleased. Captain, nice having you.
Fully.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we bring the curtain closer to a close. Well, we're not close like that. So I had my superstars have a vibe with me. We've done some industry discussion and then gone through their life to know what's going on. Charlie, and I know you've had a date with us. So, and I'm going to go for a quick music break. When I'm back, we look at our top 5 charts. You know, it is the first quarter of 2026, and we need to know the videos that stood out. The videos that made a pace, the video that had the highest views and all of that and all of that and all of that. So let's go for a musical break. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back from that quick music break, and I have with me Biggs. He's one of Ghana's renowned photography and cinematographers, and I have Alfred J. He's a fashion designer, a renowned fashion designer, and they're here with me to look at real quick the first quarter 2026 GHOne Top 5 Music Videos of the Week, the videos that stood out, the videos that made it to the top 5. So nice of you, my brothers.
It's nice seeing you again.
Charlie, but you guys look specky,
like yourself.
We try to follow you.
Yourself. You're looking good.
Make me look straight to the videos. You know, within the last 90 days, from January to now, we've had the top 5 videos countdown. The videos that made waves, the video that amassed the highest views within the various weeks. So we're going to be looking at the final 5, or let's say the finest 5 videos for this 90 days. And so we're going to use a specific criteria. We need to be fair, you know. Sure. So we're going to use consistency, how many times the videos dropped within the weeks. We're going to use a peak. What position did they fall in? Was it first, second, third within each week? And then we look at the multiplier and other bonuses we can give them depending on how they perform. So looking at the number 5 video, what can you say about that?
I mean, it's been on the charts for a while. It's been going up and down. It's a very beautiful music video, actually. It's really doing well. So I think, let's see how it goes. But I mean, I think it's a very good video and a music video. And then the music is doing really well too. So on the charts, let's give I mean,
yeah. So Enrollment deserves number 5, right?
Yeah, I think number 5.
Quickly, let's deal with number 4.
Number 4, okay. I think number 4 we can do with
producer showing the projection on the screen. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So number 4 we can do.
I think he appears 6 times.
Yeah, 6 times. Because looking at it doing well, Camido has been really giving us back to back. So I think Camido should ride solo.
Yeah. Okay.
Fall in there.
Okay. So real quick, FJ, number 3 and number 2. Do you think they deserve the spot they go for this first quarter?
Yes, they deserve because of their consistency and what they are putting in place on the chart and how people are also viewing and how they are enjoying it. The video too came out absolutely well, and with the chart, I think they deserve that category.
Okay, so we've been fair, right?
Oh, very, very
okay, fair. And the number 1, the ultimate for the 2026 first quarter GHOne Top 5 Music Videos of the Week. That's Way by King Promise and Mr. Easy. What's your take on it real quick?
That song is a very beautiful song. Like, because I'm a cinematographer, the video is like killing. Did you say like it's just doing well? And it's really doing well on the DSP, so I think it really deserves number 1.
That's right. So, Charlie, what's your final word? Have you going to say to Ghana?
Oh yeah, I mean, you know it already. We've been shooting back to back, doing shows, and also doing like other projects. So far so good. We are hoping for the best.
All right. So in 2 seconds, Happy J.
Yo, Afri J is there for everybody. You know, Afri J is your best fashion designer. You can always come around anytime for any attire. And then we are good for the nation as well, because we are here to feed the nation, Mother Ghana, and take Ghana flag. So thank you, beautiful family watching us all day.
All right, nice having you, gentlemen. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is how we close down. We wrap up on the first quarter of 2026 GHOne Top 5 Music Videos of the Week. And don't forget to call me DS, the Golden Boy. And I am Eben Yelson on all social media handles. Let's get vibing, let's get interactive. And you can also see everything, send in your videos, your views, and all of that on GHOne TV, on all the social media handles, and let's make it happen. Anytime, anyhow. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we bring the curtains to a close. I'm out.